Love Lies 1 Chapter 1, Who is that dark night sky filled with giant planets? There he was, Adam Johnson, the cutest man in the college. We lived in Vanison Beach in Karkala at Hopton University. This planet we live on isn't Earth, but instead a place where most people are actually pretty nice. It might not be perfect, but on Earth we hear of murders, rapes, arsons, theft. You could think of this like heaven if you want. But it's also kind of a purgatory. It's kinda like Angel Beats. There are lots of NPCs, you could think of it like Dark Mirror if you want. I won't judge. My name's Lacey Treewater, I'm a freshman here at the college. There are rumors Adam's a vampire who's lived forever. I wouldn't mind if he sucked my blood. I loved him, but he's a very mysterious man. He's dark mixed with Filipino, tiny, and so cute. Lots of girls like him a lot, which makes me kinda jealous, but I mostly keep it to myself. That's why he doesn't date. He says so many women love him it feels selfish on his end to be monogamous with someone. I don't know if I completely understand, but I respect that in a way. Of course, you don't want to go hurting the feelings of someone you love, but at the same time, you don't want to deprive yourself of joy and true love. There weren't superpowers here like in How to Make Something from Nothing. If Adam was a vampire, he knew how to hide it. The sky was often a night sky, but filled with giant planets. Everything looked like anime. Adam was the first man I ever loved. If I'm honest, he's the only man I ever loved. He was an amazing human being and I adored him. Like ice snow storms angels, 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 ice angels, ice snow storms angels, ice snow storms angels, ice snow storms angels, ice. Adam thought to himself. He thought of Lace, he thought of Rin, he thought of Mikami, he thought of Himeji, he thought of Rachel, he thought of Nicole, he thought of Ashley. He thought of all his friends, Jack, John, Joe. He liked to sit next to the large glass window on the upper floor of the school. It was a college, but he still felt like he was in high school. He always wanted this: joy, love, kindness, niceness, manners, love. He wanted love, and as much as everyone loved love, the men weren't really romantic, some, but all his close friends weren't. The guys who were NPCs. They were nice. But he felt like virginity might just be the nicer route after all. Hey Adam. Rin said. You look so cute today. How's your family? Rin said. Adam was created by God, he was made an adult, he had no childhood. He also had NPC parents, he didn't live with them, but he felt attached to them. They're okay, Rin. Thanks for asking. How are your classes going? You're a smart woman, you know. You'll be really successful one of these days. Just you wait, you'll have to pay for all my stuff. Adam said in jest. He also had high grades. Some of the NPCs had bad grades, but that was obvious. He liked to flirt. The NPCs did, but none of the real human beings did. They were people. They felt feelings. They tasted juice like you or I. Adam supposed the blood didn't flow to their man and lady parts like him. He wondered if they'd be happier to just be beings who. Obviously, baby. They kissed. I told you so many times I'd be your sugar mama, Ian. Sorry about your NPC parents, mine are the same way. Anyone who was interested in romance had Love Lies 2 NPC parents, but the virgins were made by God and raised by him. You wanna do it again today? Rin said seductively. She was horny, she was in love with him. We suppose in a way Adam was dating many, no one, friends with benefits, situationship, open. He kissed her long and hard. I would, but I'm starting to feel bad. You're not jealous, are you, Rin? You know I'm known for getting around. Of course he was. He was the only real man, everyone else was fake. Really nice though. Rin cried and kissed him. I don't care, Adam. I'm gonna smoke weed and take some Xanax. If you wanna join, just call me. We're just friends. What am I supposed to get with an NPC or something? I do ya know, but it feels nice, but it doesn't mean much ya know. She kissed him. Her eyes were red from tears and marijuana. He kissed her neck, they kissed some more than she left the classroom. Nicole came to Adam and they kissed. Is Ren giving you a hard time? She's such a bitch sometimes. To scold you. You are dumb though, we mean, you have all the pretty women throwing themselves at you and you're not going to act on it. Nikki said. Well, polygamy just isn't the culture you know. I'm sure I'm already so shunned by the hypocrites at church, although I'm pretty sure most beings don't care, the ones who aren't so nice aren't even real anyway. Adam was clearly depressed and anxious. Nicole kissed him. Listen. She whispered, they weren't talking very loud already, why don't I give you a blowy in the bathroom? Adam kissed her and cried. I still feel bad. I mean, do you think Ren would get mad? Nikki cried and wiped her tears with the forearm of her right sleeve. You're so fucking stupid, Adam. She laughed. Her feelings were hurt, but Adam couldn't change that. I mean, tell me honestly, if you sucked me, wouldn't you just get jealous again, call me a cheater, and stop talking to me? You're only talking to me because I haven't messed around in a while. Adam said he was angry, but he cared about his friends, especially his girlfriends. The virgins were technically nicer, and he loved them more in a way, but obviously after one does the things he's done with these women, that person is forever bonded to them. Nikki was angry, but she knew he was right. Whatever. So how's life? Watch any nice anime lately? Nikki said. Sure. I've been watching Inuyasha again lately, the final act's really well drawn and I like the morals of love, romance, protection, adventure, and courage. Adam said. Doi. They made out. Listen, she was whispering in his ear, she's starting to bite and lick it. How about we make love? I cook you something to eat after, and we say it's open. Nikki was crying, she was red and clearly hurt by Adam's indifference. Adam felt like his hands were tied. Doi, he didn't really mean it, but he didn't know what else to say. Nicole decided to stay with Adam because he agreed to hang out later. Hey Adam. Wanna go to the shooting range later? Kevin said. Kev. He'd understand. The envy was getting to these women to the point where it didn't seem like joy would be attainable on this route. Kev and Nikki hugged. Sorry Kev. Me and Adam are gonna hang out today, but tomorrow might be a nicer, cooler, sweller time. Nikki said. Shit. Well, you're more than welcome to join, Nick. Are you sure? It'll be lots of fun. Nikki's conscience stung. What was it? Why were things this way? Why did he hate sex so much? Nikki hugged Kev hard. Hey Kev, can I talk to Adam privately? She said kindly. Sure thing, boss. Kev said humorously. Kev walked away and Nikki was talking quietly to Adam. She was crying a lot, though she didn't see it coming. I think you're right, sex just gets in the way of friendship. Why don't we have a huge orgy, huh? You me, some bad bitches, it wouldn't be his first, he was sure Love Lies 3 it wouldn't be his last. Why not? When you're open with this many women, sometimes it just feels like they fight a lot. They also could be really close friends. Adam saw a different plan for them though. Not necessarily virginity, but an abstinence for sure. Adam kissed her hard, they made out for about 3 seconds. Listen. Adam said strongly but quietly. Why don't we all go to the shooting range, and just have a friend's night in? It felt like orgies created more envy than just one-on-one sex. Whoever is nicest today gets a French kiss on their panties. They kissed some more. Nikki was mad Adam was kind of denying the orgy, but she knew her envy, her fear of church, her fear of rejection, her trust issues. She nodded while kissing Adam. Whoever's nice can lay with me in my bed tonight, you know how big that bed is. Adam said cutely and flirtingly. Our bed, it'll be me my love. She started crying. I know I'm being really difficult. I think cuddling and talking is nicest. Her feelings were hurt but she didn't want to argue. Adam felt bad for her, he could tell her feelings were hurt. Listen my love, what's sex? A way to bond, so why do you get mad when I make love to other pretty women? You said it was okay, you're making me feel worse than I ever had. They kissed again. It's just. Nikki loved him, but telling Adam the truth was not always her strong suit. What if you get pregnant, you know? They kissed, said bye to some friends, held hands, and left the class. I won't. That'd be nice though. I wouldn't mind. I'd love to be a mom someday. Listen, if it isn't you it'll be someone else. They kept kissing. She didn't like talking like that but she was an info. Adam prayed for her, he didn't know how sad it made her, but he knew it couldn't be the happiest thing to share your heart with so many men. That's why I like your idea that they're NPCs. Adam agreed to disagree. She kinda knew she was lying. It was obvious. They were like computers, sometimes they zoned out, didn't act quite right, and anyway that's the tradition that's been passed down. You know. I had an orgy with 6 of the hottest men you ever saw. Big with lots of muscles, they were kissing, they were holding hands walking down the hallway making their way down many flights of stairs. They had uniforms like they were still in high school, the halls were packed with virgins, but also NPCs. It was raining, there was the beautiful night sky Adam was obsessed with, planets so close but gravity wouldn't work on them in a way, it worked on them in an even better way, haha. They went to Nikki's car and drove to her house about 5 minutes away. The college might look like a high school, a college, space, time, it was open for interpretation. They were laughing as they tried to protect themselves from the rain and they ran into her apartment building. There was a big flight of stairs outside that lead to her second-story flat. They were laughing and talking as she unlocked her door, they were drenched. They kept kissing and taking off their clothes until they were in her bed. Nikki gave Adam fellatio then started talking to him. Listen. She began crying. When she had sex with other men she felt like she was cheating. They felt high. Adam didn't do drugs or anything but all his girlfriends did, he felt like it was mean of a man who had to protect women and children. Listen my love, come here kiss me my love. They made out very passionately and lovingly. Let's just cuddle now and watch a Twitch streamer play Paper Mario, the 1000-Year Door. You're good, I love you, just I don't want you to think we only hang out for sex. They kissed some more. Nikki smiled and held him and they did just that and they talked and they enjoyed their time. Adam's phone rang and Nicole answered it. Hi Kev. How are you love lies for buddy? Nikki said in a silly voice. Kev laughed and said I'm okay Nikki thanks for asking. How are you guys? He said kindly. We're great. We made love she said love in a funny, joking way. Adam loved her and was glad to see she had fun, he also had a lot of fun. Good for you guys. Kev said. Listen, do you guys still wanna go shooting? We miss ya. Kev said nicely and kindly. She looked at Adam, but we wasn't sure. They made out and Adam grabbed her to let her know she was okay. She cuddled close to him and he began to speak. Hey Kev. Thanks for asking how we're doing man, listen. I feel like we might be a little late but we surely intend or like purpose to go. Are you guys there already? Adam said nicely and kindly. We're driving over there right now, Andrew's driving. Kev said. Hey guys. You naughty kids don't leave us hanging now ya hear. We love guns folks so get off our lazy butts and come have fun with your Texas gallon hat, boot, truck buddies huh. Drew said in a Texan accent in the latter half LOL. We're planning to go for an hour, but we can hit the mall first. Kev said. We'd appreciate it. Adam said. We would. Nikki yelled in the background cheerfully. Nice, well love you guys. Love ya love ya love ya, talk to ya later. Kev said, and others in the car said bye. Bye guys, the couple said in unison, and they added other partings. We feel there's no need to go into sexual detail, but suffice to say, Max was so glad Nikki was getting along and being nice they made more love. Nikki started crying. What's wrong, my love? Adam said. His heart broke for her. He was frustrated by her drug use, but he knew better than to judge such a broken, sad, broken-hearted, and pitiable woman. I cheated, you know. She kept crying and clung to her boyfriend. Adam, fuck these hypocrites in the churches. I'm having so much fun with you alone, but I know you'll get mad if we don't go. Nikki said, probably utterly furious inside about church hypocrisy, Adam's supposed cheating, and how she just wanted to be friends with benefits in a way. My love, it's nice to go out. It'll be boring if we're always in, right? Adam said nicely and kindly. Nikki was angry, but she was calming down. They made more love, and then they both showered together, where they didn't actually make love because they were actually intending or like purposing to shower, and they got dressed. They made out. Nikki was in a cute, long, fashionable, white flowery, red, cozy, summer dress. It's almost like there was a constant solar eclipse. Adam was in big jeans and a big white t-shirt with Nike shoes. Nikki had Toms on. They kissed. Thanks, Nikki. I love you, baby. Adam told his girlfriend softly. You're welcome, I love you, daddy. They made out more. Adam fingered her some, then they went in the car and headed to the shooting range, which was right next to the mall. Traffic was light. It was a beach town, and it was always nice seeing the beach. Even though it was a constant night, day was bright and night was dark. Remember when we went to the shooting range last time and Ren didn't know how to use the gun? Adam said jokingly. They laughed. Yeah, haha. Oh my god, she was dumb for that. Hey listen, who do you like more? Nikki asked sincerely, although Adam was admittedly a little fucking frustrated. I love you more, but you know I care about her a lot. You are so good in bed, you only like me, huh? Adam said endearingly and flirtingly. Obviously. I'm sorry, baby, you know obviously it's open, but I feel like as a woman I don't really like getting with other men, just be good and I won't. They kissed and Adam laughed. He didn't know if she knew, but he cared about her a lot. It just seemed like it was different for men. Fucking church got us all fucked up. You shouldn't, you know. I care about you. Adam said, and they kissed. They kissed some more and Nicole said agree to disagree. But you know you're my favorite. I just love lies. 5 wish things were different, you know. Nikki said nicely. She appreciated him a lot, it's just it wasn't even that she felt he was cheating, she just didn't personally think it was immoral, and he cared about her so he wouldn't add to what was said. Adam began to get out the car, but at that moment Nikki got a phone call and had to change plans. He knew she didn't really believe that the human beings were NPCs, so she would often hang out with them. Adam wasn't so sure, so they kissed, and while Nikki apologized she left. Adam went into the mall. It was a lovely mall, 2 stories, with a big indoor fountain in the middle. It had a glass ceiling, and it was also always Christmas here, well, half the time. When Nikki left, it in fact became Christmas, as Adam wasn't that big of a fan of summer. The gang met up with Adam and they started to talk and joke. It was just virgins. They shopped, laughed, joked around, ate, although Adam was the one who usually ate, haha, goofed off, played around, and then went to the shooting range. Adam liked the shooting range because he liked shooting video games like Call of Duty and Fortnite. Damien had such better aim than anyone else, it almost wasn't fair. There was of course Adam, Kev, and Drew, but there was also, like we said, Damien, Josh, or like Joshua, Macy, Lex, and Michelle. They had a seriously fun time. To Adam, in a way, there was nothing nicer than being with his friends. They all agreed that everyone was an NPC. The NPCs had no clue though, although honestly they might have known. Adam was thinking of Lacey. What's wrong, man? Lacey being a jerk again or what? She doesn't know a stud when she sees one. It feels like she's Alice in Wonderland. We live in such a bizarre, almost miraculous space, but it's like they can't even see. Games at my house over that hoe any day, said Josh, stern but caring. He had a point. Adam knew he didn't mean it. Josh was just hurt. It didn't seem like Lacey cared at all. Macy said, take my advice, Adam, Lacus a loser, we all love her, but who would want to hang out with these fucking computers over nice people like us? Suspicious if you ask me, she said caringly but honestly. Kev said, guys, we all know we're half joking, look Adam, we'll all talk to her if you want. Kev said like a leader, he really was one. Adam nodded in agreement and began to call Lacey, and to his surprise she actually answered. Yeah, she said, clearly annoyed and mostly not interested in the conversation already. Hey. Adam started, but Lacey cut him off. Hi guys. Lace said, and everyone began talking to her. Eventually Lacey came to pick Adam up and they went back to her flat. Why the fuck are you calling me little boy? Lacey said coldly. I don't know. I know it was dumb, but I missed you is all. Look, if you think I should go, I'll go. Adam said. Lacey began crying and yelling at him. You fucking think I like yelling at you, Adam? Look. I want to have sex. If we're not having sex, you can leave and don't come back. Adam called her for sex, but at this point he felt like it was more in pity and love than anything. Sweetheart, please stop yelling. Adam said patiently and nicely. Lacey held him and cried and confessed her sins and mentioned if they didn't have sex she felt it'd be fine either way. They started making out and Adam started fondling her bare breasts. He kissed and smelled her armpits a lot and Lace started giving him a handjob. Snow ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice ice. Adam said, he liked to talk when he made love. He didn't know how common that was, but he surely never saw it in porn. Fuck that dumb bitch fucking my fucking boyfriend. Lace said, she love lies 6 meant Nikki. Adam laid his girlfriend down and began smelling, kissing, sucking, and licking her feet. They were pedicured, beautiful, cute, pretty, the only woman he wanted. She wouldn't get offended. Sometimes she said things she didn't mean. She liked Nikki a lot, but her best friend was Ash. Can I call Ash daddy? Lace asked. Adam felt bad. He didn't want to hurt her feelings by saying no, so eventually he was inside both his girlfriends. He was feeling Lace more, but Ash surely wasn't ugly by any stretch of any imagination. Adam just felt she didn't like him much, but he might have been wrong. Adam was thinking about Zelda. His favorite memories were of playing and watching video games with his girlfriends. Did he get around too much? Why did the opinion of the church matter? Was it nicer to live in a society that wasn't polygamous? Lace was so warmed up to Adam she was on fire. He loved her, she didn't always know, but he did. Ash said, Adam, why do you think it's always night here? She sounded concerned but interested. I suppose because it's more beautiful that way. When I see that night sky filled with giant planets I think, anime's awesome, imagination's awesome, love's awesome. I don't know, what do you think, Ash? Adam was kissing his girlfriends. Well, I like it, but sometimes I just wanna pass away, you know, it's too gloomy. Not enough sunlight. The fact you like it though makes me happy though, it is really cool. Anime, art, would you still be happy if the sky was blue? Ash asked earnestly. If I'm honest against my better judgment, I feel I would get angry. I don't know, I know you guys like light more than dark, for you, if you really liked it of course, and I mean that, but otherwise. I'm not a day man by any stretch of the imagination at all. Adam said wisely. At that moment the sky became blue. The girls screamed in joy. Oh my god, look Adam, the sky's blue. How beautiful. Sorry babe, but that is so much fucking better than night. As soon as Ash felt bad for cursing at Adam is as soon as it was night again, although it was technically day. Adam loved making love, he felt kinda dumb for having any reservations about it. His girlfriend seemed so happy, but hey, Nick was the same way, but she left all the same. Adam kept a lot of his thoughts private, he didn't want to hurt feelings, he knew his girlfriends liked him a lot, but was it true love? Sometimes it felt more like he was the number one pick of multitudes, but hey, that's what the devil kept whispering in their ears. It felt like, it was just cool to like Adam. He had money, it helped them, but was it for him? Did they really love him? Truthfully, he felt they had their moments, but either way they were nice, so he never intended to tell them this. Sex was everything to Adam. He felt like he could do it forever. Lace was so beautiful Adam couldn't really comprehend it. Ash was also gorgeous. But Lace surely was the most beautiful woman he'd seen. Adam and Ash made out, and just like Adam thought, after saying their byes, and they were really nice, she left. He loved her still, she didn't use him, it was adult, consensual, pure fun. He was mad he hadn't known this, but he felt Ash was jealous, he truly loved her, but she wouldn't believe it. They were always like this, envy. What was he going to do? Adam saw so many broken hearts when he intended or like purposed to be monogamous. When he tried to be more open and liberal, he felt happier, and it seemed the women he loved were happier too. Ash was beautiful, she loved video games and she streamed too. He loved her, they had an infinite amount of amazing memories, but all Ash could think was, I'm sorry I'm not Lace. Love Lies 7. At that moment Adam got a call. Rach. Rach? How are you, pretty girl? Lace said. Ah. OMG, hey Lacey. How are you? Did you guys just get freaky without me? Can I come over? Obviously, baby. Hey. Ash just left, can you try to get her? I sure can. Why, what happened? Why'd she leave? Probably just being dumb, why wouldn't she want dick, Yano? For real, right? Like. She got dick and left, which we feel isn't that considerate of our feelings, Yano. I hear ya, well of course I can try, no offense, but can I talk to Adam please? Obviously Here's Rach, daddy. Thank you my love, Adam said nicely and kindly. Hi Rach. How are you, beautiful? I missed you a lot, I was just thinking of you. We love to talk about how awesome, cute, kind, and sweet you are. Ice snowstorms angels ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice snowstorms angels ice ice ice. Listen, Lace was right. At that moment Lace got a call to hang out with some family. She invited Rach and Adam, but they politely declined. They said their partings, and Adam walked into town. It was bright, but that night sky was filled with giant planets. Adam agreed to meet with Rach and walk around the town. They checked out clothes stores, candy stores, skate shops, they saw street performers, painters, tattoo artists, vendors, and the like. Eventually they decided to surf. Rach was gorgeous, Adam thought she was the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. You're really good at surfing, Rach. Who taught you? I know you're Australian and they surf a lot over there, right? Aw, thanks cutie. Well babe. I learned to surf from my parents. We swam a lot when I was younger, some of my earliest memories are surfing with my dad. My dad was really nice, neat, swell, and good in his day. He'd enter competitions and won a lot. That's how he met my mom, she also surfed. Thanks for asking me to surf, cause it's been a few weeks. Listen my love. I really want to make love, why don't we skip the fair, movies, and dinner for now and head back to my place, huh? I promise I could make you a better meal than any restaurant you can find. Sex is like rides in a way, and then we can watch Netflix of Twitch, cutie. Adam didn't exactly want to say no, he was really attracted to Rach, he thought it sounded fine, he just wanted to make sure she knew he liked her. They were laughing in wetsuits and very wet. Yeah. That sounds good. Alright my love, let's bring it into shore then, it's time to give you the dick massage you need my love. Adam said as he started paddling back on his stomach toward shore. I need it baby. Rach was also on her stomach paddling back. She continued, she was crying, I'm sorry I get with other men sometimes handsome, you know I love you, it's the drugs Yano. Anyway drugs are a hell of a drug. I know it doesn't really matter, you love me anyway, but I just thought I'd say it, they're all ugly anyway Yano. Adam was glad she was honest with him when his girlfriends got with other men. What was he really supposed to think? He pitied them a lot, he felt they'd be happier otherwise, but he felt it wasn't his place to judge. He liked Rach a lot, that's what he felt truly mattered. She liked him a lot too. They held hands and walked barefoot on the warm sand. They walked past skaters, the average, models, the large, kids, couples, families, the artistic, the fucking weirdos, vendors, clothes shops, surf shops, Love Lies 8 skate shops, vendors, restaurants, malls, stores, luxury stores, jewel stores, and other stuff, and eventually got in her car. Her hair was long, it still looked wet, and she looked gorgeous. Adam was only thinking of one thing, and he was sure Rach was too. They talked, laughed, kissed, flirted, and cried a little in a hopeful way when they arrived to her flat. She had a really nice place, surfboards, skateboards, anime posters, a stream setup, an all-pink bedroom, one bath, it was a nice humble place with a balcony on the 5th floor. They started making out on her bed, which was filled with plus highs of Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing, Minecraft, Disney, Kirby, Hello Kitty, Sailor Moon, Hunter x Hunter. Fucking Adam liked her a lot. Rach was surely one of the most attractive women ever. They made out a lot, their wetsuits were off, and I don't want to get into too much detail, but they made love. A lot. Adam was in love. She was gorgeous, she was into him, she had the most beautiful, well you know. Adam felt so happy, he never felt happier. Rachel cooked Adam an eggplant lasagna with vegan cheese. Adam wasn't vegan, but Rach was, and she was trying to change his mind to be healthier. Adam loved her and it tasted really good. After they ate, they played New Super Mario Bros. Wii and kept making love. They made love for so long, eventually they both fell asleep. When they woke up the next morning, they kept making love. Eventually they made out, showered together, and made out in the shower, though they didn't make love in the shower, and got dressed. Rach wore a white sundress that was a very pure and deep white with nice details on the stitching. She also wore white leather cowboy boots that went up to her knees. Adam was stunned by her beauty. She truly was a very beautiful woman. He told her this a lot. He wore a red button-up short-sleeve red plaid button-up with loose-fitting faded blue jeans and brown cowboy boots. Rach had picked out his outfit, and he felt more in love with her for that. They laughed and kissed, they smiled and mourned the tragedies of the world. They had each other, they made out a lot. They did a quickie before leaving, and they headed to Rach's car, a 2024 Tesla Model Y. They kissed on the way to the mall, they talked, they held hands, and they both felt a lot better after making so much love. They felt calm, satisfied, mournful of the pains of the world, but happy, platonic, but only sexually, not romantically. They made so much love, they felt there wasn't a need to have any more sex for now. They felt like best friends about to have a nice time shopping, and then when we're done, we're gonna go to a shop and shop there, as Rach would say. The mall was packed and it was hard to find a parking spot. They drove around for about 5 minutes while talking until they finally saw someone pulling out. Rach pulled in, and thankfully it was in shade. Although the sky was dark, there was still a tide of light that lit and heated the surface of Earth, so shadows and them still were pertinent. Rach and Adam walked through the mall and they bought lots of clothes. Rach bought lots of lingerie, they ate, and Rach finally tried meat. She had Chinese food and she actually liked it a lot. She was being too insecure about food with Adam, she was afraid to cook him meat, but this shouldn't have been the case. Adam felt it was alright with God and whatnot. Adam told Rach about the Omphalos hypothesis, The notion that the world was deceptively old-looking and was in reality actually very young. Adam pretended to believe in evolution and the Galapagos and what fucking not, but it wasn't for him. Rach didn't know if she agreed, but she felt Adam meant well. It was usually the NPCs who believed in this very old Love Lies 9 Earth and the virgins maintained the world must be young because it made more sense morally, disregarding science, which was at God's whim and will anyway. While Adam and Rach were having a lot of fun, it seemed like they wouldn't agree. Rach insisted one could believe God, but still think Earth was very old. Adam had nothing personally against beings who thought this way, but he couldn't necessarily bring himself to believe something he felt wasn't a very nice, neat, polite, cool, swell, mannered notion. Things were kind of awkward after that. They still kept kissing and holding hands and they went back to Adam's house. He lived in a huge mansion with many foreign cars, bedrooms, guest houses, servant quarters, pools, hot tubs. Rach came in and they made love for about 30 minutes, they made out, agreed to disagree and Rach left because she made plans to go hang out with some other men, probably gonna have sex. Adam wasn't mad at her, he didn't know if she'd believe it though, he did personally feel she wasn't using every millimeter of her gray matter however, although, it wasn't his place to judge her. To Adam to judge meant to tell someone what to do, even forcefully. He never told his girlfriends what to do, although liars would disagree, he'd discuss his ideas and if they didn't believe it, he never forced it down their throats, instead they usually parted ways unless they were willing to talk again. Adam walked down his huge hallways often thinking to himself, sometimes out loud, about love, hell, earth, heaven, God, grammar, school. He kinda wanted romance but he decided to write instead. Adam wrote this story, he felt writer's block came from an unwillingness to tell the truth. Adam loved being alone. He loved the virgins but he felt time alone was an important part of what it was to be what he called a good person. Adam was made like the first Adam, as an adult, he didn't have a childhood, though sometimes memories would flash that might suggest otherwise. For example, even though he usually knew he was just put in this house seemingly out of nowhere by God, and he was grateful, he was having a memory of being a baby crawling around this mansion while the workers were constructing it. He remembered building it or, kind of. He remembered swimming as a baby, eating by himself in the enormous dining room. He remembered staying up watching Inuyasha on the couch in the huge main living room. He remembered working hard like Boss Baby, going to the office as a toddler, typing, making calls, faxing, copying, drinking coffee, until he was able to afford his house. He wondered what the truth was. It's difficult doing the right thing when we don't know what our true past is. Adam listened to Love the Way You Lie by Eminem and Rihanna and it reminded him of his friends. He didn't know if she would call, how to say it. Were they his girlfriends? Sometimes, and it'd be rude to not say it in those moments. But wasn't it equally rude to call them girlfriends when he didn't feel it was true? The song touched him, how hard it is to do the right thing when everyone's always flattering, glazing, lying, tempting, this and that. Adam prayed for them, he didn't feel they were enemies like how the Bible says love your enemies, he felt they were friends. It's just, was it just for sex they liked him? There were other men, wasn't it because they liked him? Sinners always saying they weren't good, they'd never be good, it got to them. So he understood why they acted this easy asterisk, but of course, he couldn't exactly justify their actions. Adam felt hell fast-forwarded the animosity of sinners to the good part, so he always lived the good part like AJR hoped for. He laughed to himself as he typed on his bed. Love Lies 10. What was money? Or inner dialogue? A good grade in school? A blowjob? A close friend? Death? Heaven? Rapture? Beauty? No one could answer his questions except virgins. He didn't want to disrespect them and say they had sex, they just never wanted to. He was never similar and he surely knew why they didn't. Fucking, he really related, especially in these moments where he didn't have someone with him. Was a pretty face all it took to be his girlfriend? That was the gossip and slander about him. As if he didn't care about personality, love, beauty, inner beauty, kindness, niceness, manners, politeness, swellness, sense of humor, and above all else true conversion. He was obsessed with Rach's beauty. But sometimes she felt so cold and distant, talking to her seemed pointless. Doubt was a monster that ate any and everything in its way. Adam saw his backyard from his bedroom window, or rather, the walls were of glass, the infinity pool, bar with chairs hanging from the ceilings, Baja chairs, gazebos, huge fields, guest houses. He had all the money he could want, but still this wouldn't compare to the riches of the space above. The Omphalos hypothesis posits that God is hiding his existence, so Adam was the same. Perhaps he acted this way because he didn't want the wrong people know God existed. Perhaps he just actually wasn't good. He saw his dogs playing in the yard, thank God they used the bathroom in the designated area, although he did have butlers in case someone wasn't listening. Adam had a kendo dojo, shishi odashis, koi ponds, trampolines, playgrounds in case children came, and they often did. God made all and they were raised by the virgins. More memories flashed into Adam's head of him playing in the sandboxes, the slides, the swings and whatnot. He wondered what the truth was, respectfully. Adam thought about taking Rin up on her offer. She said it'd be okay anyway. He called her and to his utter surprise she actually answered. She came over and they played tennis. They worked out, drank at the juice bar, and swam. Rin didn't want to get drunk because she wanted to make love, and she knew they'd both look bad if she was drunk while they did it, although they did discuss the hypocrisy of a culture that didn't condemn that as much as it should. Rin wanted to get drunk, so they went to Adam's bedroom and they made love. Doggy style, spanking, choking, kissing, feet, and some other stuff I feel like I don't need to mention. They made love for about 5 sessions, then Rin got drunk and watched K-pop music videos on Adam's couch in the main living room until she slept. Adam kissed her when she slept and put a blanket on her. He held her while she slept, still watching the K-pop music videos. She woke up 2 hours later. They made out and made more love for about 5 minutes until she went to a church potluck, carnival thing. She was going with a group of male and female friends and invited Adam, and even though he had nothing against church, he thought he'd catch up on homework. Josh came over after Adam worked on homework for about an hour and they played Melee for about 3 hours. Josh was much better than Adam, but Adam still had a lot of fun. They began talking after talking for a while anyway. Rinha. Super cute girl, but definitely shouldn't be getting drunk, ya know. I mean, of course it's fine in a way, but not even for the church, 'cause fuck them too. It's clearly fogging and clouding her judgment, right? I know she complains about doing assignments last minute, crying and stressing. I pray for her honestly. Hey, why don't you play your PS5 a lot? Josh said nicely and kindly. Love Lies 11. I agree, you know. I know we talk so we don't seem awkward, but after this we might be quiet 'cause it's really hard to focus. Agreed. I love her a lot, I know she loves me. I still text them all every now and then, even if we're not calling, they said in unison. Fuck em. Josh said, sorry Adam, but if I may. By all means, I feel bad for em even though they fucking make me speak out against them sometimes, but fuck everyone, dude. Fucking, they say, to you they say, just look for love in fiction because you'll never reach a woman of your standards, but fuck em, man. Fuck them, he laughed. He continued, I know you don't really care, and honestly I don't either. I guess there's nothing really wrong with drinking, in fact. I know there's not, they said in unison. You have standards of romance where it feels like you don't even care if the woman actually loves you, though sometimes she actually does fall in love. You love them for your own reasons, and you pray for them. They're nice, they're kind, but what does everyone keep saying, right? Adam laughed in agreement. No, you're right, they say, like, don't even pursue them 'cause they're not good, they'll never be good, but it's really like, what, An insult, right? They said in unison. Josh continued, I say keep trying to help dude. Fuck what everyone else keeps fucking saying, they like you a lot, they shouldn't commit adultery and I'm fucking sorry you fucking idiot but that's how I see it, they're cheating. I fucking hate how close-minded we look for saying that but we're screwed either way know. Anyway like you said. It's hard to focus they said humorously in unison. Adam wanted to thank Josh so they talked a bit more, but with no rude, mean, impolite animosity or awkward aforethought they were quiet to focus. Eventually they swam some and played tennis and basketball until Josh went home. Chapter 2, Why is there never any jalapenos when I go swimming too? Adam was alone in his big house. Thinking about grammar, why the wicked were so unreliable, the omphalos hypothesis, God hides his existence from the unworthy, he felt the same he supposed, drugs. Why not? He had a lot of rap songs, he had a lot songs in general, his style of writing changed a lot recently. He was glad though he felt it was the natural evolution of things. Women loved his rap songs, but if he thought about it hard they liked all his songs so he felt it was weird they didn't admit it more often. He kinda of lamented the fact him and Josh didn't talk more but he wanted to focus, that's just how it was. Love Lies 12 He liked being black. He didn't rap because he was black, it was just because he felt like the women liked it. They liked country so he wrote country, they liked pop so he wrote pop. Now that he thought about it, he felt his whole lifetime revolved around romance and love, so that's where he'd head. Sex wasn't everything though, to Adam it was more about romance. He was glad there were no superpowers in this story, it was more shoujo, more romance, more love, though he loved the How To series, Max Rainbow Call, and all them. It's fiction and he tried not to get too caught up in things that weren't real. The omphalos hypothesis states God hides himself from the wicked by telling them Earth's older than it is. We feel we should be the same, blend in, conform to the world, but deep down who knows? Adam loved romance, he loved the feeling of loving people, like they were his best friends, good memories of watching Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Ponyo, just nice times with beautiful women having fun. Shunned by hypocrites but what was it to them? He was him, and no one could really change that. It's not like he was breaking any laws. Adam sat alone at his bar. He felt like Gatsby, he only had booze for friends not for himself. How are you today, master? An NPC, his butler Jeeves? I'm alright Jeeves, thanks for asking, just lamenting unrequited love or, the difficulties of school, but still I'm grateful to live so cozily and nicely. Obvi. 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 How about you Jeeves, how are you my kind sir? Adam said nicely and kindly. You're too kind sir. I'm feeling okay, my thanks to you for keeping the house so clean sir, it makes our jobs a lot easier. In regards to your love problems sir, might I suggest Tinder, I hear all the kids hook up all the time on there. Jeeves said nicely and kindly. Adam appreciated what he meant, the intention, the purpose, but with all due respect he felt Jeeves wasn't exactly relating to what he was obviously saying. They hugged it out and talked some more. Adam did honestly like Jeeves a lot. Jeeves bowed and took his leave. Jeeves had brought up how Rin apparently left earrings at the house. Adam had texted her while talking to Jeeves, she said she totally forgot and it was his call about what to do. He felt like if he said she couldn't come pick them up that she'd feel like he didn't like her, so he offered to bring them to her house or of course she could come pick them up. She said she was horny so she'd come pick them up. Later on she'd tell Adam she left them there on purpose because she wanted to have sex, but she was too shy to say. Adam was excited to see Rin, he felt bad for her, he felt like that's why she left them, she ended up telling him because she felt he knew anyway. Eventually Rin arrived and they talked. Like ice ice snowstorms angels 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 ice ice ice. That was nice, Adam. How do you think of stuff like that? Snow, 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 snow. I don't know. It sounds like you had a hard life, honestly. Listen. She began crying. Sorry, Adam, I actually left my earrings here because I wanted to have sex. Why don't we keep them here so you always have an excuse to come back? Adam gave her new diamond earrings, but her earrings were really nice. Ice, ice, snowstorms, angels, 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 ice, 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 snowstorms, angels, ice, ice, snowstorms, angels, ice, ice, snowstorms, angels, ice, ice, ice. Love Lies 13 nice. That hit me. I'll try. Snowstorms, angels, ice, ice, snowstorms, angels, ice, ice, snowstorms, angels, ice, ice, ice. How was that? You're so cute. She obviously cutely screamed that last part. That reminded me of an Arctic, lemonade, lemon ice, an upside-down utopia, a beautiful naked woman. They started making out. Adam continued. Ice, ice, snow, that's your eyes, upside-down suns, that's your body, stars exploding, that's your mouth, planets hitting, that's your handjobs, trees under a microscope, those are your pupils, skating on Saturn's rings, that's your halo. Adam was saying this while she kissing his stomach and giving him fellatio. Your hair is long, black and beautiful, like space melting into time, like space flipping upside down forever. I love you, just like that, my love. That's feels good, baby, don't stop, my love. Your hair is brushing stars out the night sky, your hair is race cars on a racetrack forever, your hair is fields of roses falling off the night sky. Your hair is a black cat I like to kiss. Adam kept flirting with Ren and they made a lot of love until she fell asleep after about 2 hours of talking and lovemaking. Adam carried her to his room upstairs using his elevator. His house was 6 floors, he slept at the top floor. He put his wife in his big king-sized bed under a blanket, kissed her and went outside to the pool to look at the sunset. Time didn't matter, it was yesterday when she was over and he missed her, so God answered his prayer and brought her. He didn't know how much Ren believed in God, but he knew she believed in him. Adam sat with his pant legs rolled up above his knees and his legs in the water while looking at the sunset. His infinity pool looked really nice, he felt like they looked better than usual pools, he loved the idea of a pool that went forever. The Omphalos hypothesis states that God hides himself from a world unworthy. He allows science to nearly convincingly state the world's older than it is to dissuade the false believers from entering his presence. Adam was the same and Ren was too. The water kept going over the edge, it wouldn't stop. Like this pool, we're the same way, we never end, and because we don't end, we drink ourselves forever, we don't stop, because we can't stop, so we keep going, hidden, private, but we know, when wealth dies, like water, it won't dry up, it'll keep going, because it looks best. Indeed, water will always be here, so we can join it, or we can keep going forever in the wrong way, we'll flow, not because we have to, because we want to. Even if we had to, we might get used to it, water's always wet. Yeah, no. There's no shortage of water, even though it seems like it's disappearing, it keeps going, because it knows how to be beautiful, so when we go forever, we are an animated infinity pool. Ren woke up after about 30 minutes of sleep and it was dark. She was naked, the staff were asked to not be in the main house when Adam felt he was going to be making love. She knew Adam liked the sunset, but she still missed him, not angry, but honest. Sometimes Ren felt like she was in limbo. Drinking, partying, smoking, men, church, family, friends, whether dumb motherfuckers called her a laughingstock for not wanting to go to hell. Sometimes she felt she was in hell, but not because of Adam. Adam was, sometimes she felt, the only good thing in her life. She felt disgusted by the men, she felt like a loser because of drugs, she felt like a laughingstock because of drinking, she felt tired because of church, she felt annoyed by family, she felt fake love from friends. She was often accused of loving Adam because he was rich, but she was well off enough, she didn't need his money, although admittedly she liked money, who Love Lies 14 didn't. She scrolled on her phone, beautiful, skinny, a model basically. She missed Adam, she didn't cry, she didn't miss him that much she thought I mean, he's only downstairs right. From Rem's perspective to save use of quotes, I say I'm in love with Adam and dumb motherfuckers expect me to always cry for him, be overdramatic, say I'm helpless without him, say I can't live without him, no I love him, he's the world to me, they might be right in a way, but only coincidentally, and honestly no they're not. He's a real nice man. I love him. He's my favorite. But we're just friends for the most part, I fall in love here and there, he's my favorite but it's not like that, is it? Anyway I wanna go find him. Rem went naked down to the ground floor, the servant quarters weren't near here, but the guest houses. When Adam saw her naked he was blown away by how beautiful she looked, the most beautiful woman in the world. She was everything to him, beautiful, so beautiful he didn't want to try to comprehend it, he felt it'd be disrespectful to try to know something so unknowable. She raised her arm to wave and screamed hey. Whatcha doin' daddy? Let me suck that dick daddy. She started crying which surprised her. Where were you daddy? I fucking hate you, I love you, sorry I'm fucking dumb. I just missed you so much. She was hugging him sitting next to him legs in the pool. It was dark now so the backyard lights were on. There were tons of lights, the infinity pools was on the edge of a high-rise kind of cliff. She sucked his dick then and there he zipped his pants down and eventually he came in her mouth and she swallowed it then they made out. Ren was thinking of moving in with Adam because she really loved him. She just wondered what Nikki, Ash, Rach, and all the other women who really liked Adam would think. The night sky filled with stars and giant planets. Adam didn't know if day or night was more beautiful but they both definitely had their own personalities. Day was fire, planets ethereal in a glowing haze, thick outlines like we were high, like we couldn't see straight, hazy, dazing, gazing, amazing, glazing but in a nice way, not like flattery. Day was on fire, the hottest fire. Night was cold, emphasized like ice. Frozen like they could fall out the sky any moment. You could eat them like cold candy. Like everything was snow except the above. Adam said this and other stuff like it to Ren when she introduced the idea of moving in. Adam couldn't see why not, she was beautiful, nice, and a great friend. They made out while Adam carried her inside and they made love for 3 hours until they both slept. Adam missed superpowers, he knew there was a time and space for everything but, he missed how to make something and how to make one thing, which at the time of typing this was only up to the chapter where they fought the black dragons with the upside-down waterfalls. Ren liked his books a lot and perhaps when he went back to those stories Diamond would like this story although he guessed he'd say it was about someone else. But the thing is Max didn't know how important it was to, anyway. Max loved Diamond and he knew that like Adam loved Ren and all the girls who liked him too. The stories were so different so Adam supposed this was to demonstrate to idiots that they were in fact very different. Adam loved smelling, kissing and sucking Rem's feet. No one could stop them from making love. Rem agreed not to have any men over who weren't approved by Adam, his friends, and they began to move her in. Rem had her own bedroom, although she assumed she'd only be in it to do work, hoping to spend as much time with Adam as possible. Adam loved her feet perfect, beautiful, she enjoyed being worshipped. Adam couldn't stop making love until he felt like he was drained of all his frustration and anger and he grateful to Rem for that. Love Lies 15 Rem went out with friends so Adam was alone again. Josh came over again and this time they played Smash 5, that way they wouldn't feel guilty for talking while playing. They also played Mario Party, Mario Kart, Madden 08 shout-out Scott Waz, and eventually did play Melee but they didn't talk at all while they played. Adam kept thinking of Rem's feet. What a beautiful woman. He could cry. What beautiful feet, perfect feet, perfect feet, perfect feet, perfect feet, he loved her a lot. Her feet were truly a gift from God. The Omphalos hypothesis states that God hides himself by saying Earth's older than it is. This way fakes can't approach him. Adam was going to keep thinking about Rem's feet, but he didn't feel there was time to write about it, but one could rest assured it was true. She really is so beautiful, Yano. Most beautiful feet you saw on a woman. I bet. Sorry Adam, not for me, though I get where you're coming from. Have you ever considered chastity? They laughed. They knew that probably wasn't gonna happen. Josh continued, Don Cha just hate when sinners constantly compare themselves to you. I mean, a sinner would gladly get with your woman knowing she was yours. And that's what the men say, right? They know she likes you, she says she doesn't. I mean, they can do what they want, right? But they should probably encourage her to pursue you more, but they don't, Yano. All this fucking rape basically, right? She gets drunk and I know these men take advantage of her, but no one does anything about it. Police are useless too. Then they go and blame her. It's not really her fault. Look, I'm not dumb. I'm fucking like the smartest man I know besides OL God, but I know her feet are beautiful, and the men, Yano. They hear you talk about M and then they want her like. Evil, I think it's all evil, and these fucking idiots aren't gonna convince me otherwise. Adam was impressed with Josh's Mario Kart 64 skills. They also played COD, Fortnite, Apex, Rocket League. Adam was no stranger to gaming, but Josh made him look like an utter novice. But fucking, anyway, Josh was right. True. I love her a lot. Even now she's probably fucking like not even one but like might be two, fucking three, fucking more. I don't care though, she can do what she wants. I get it. I mean those red pill men get it's Nyako, Myron, Jerka. I mean they're surely onto something, an open relationship, but only open for the man, they said in unison. Yeah, they laughed. It's like not traditionally open either, Yano. It's not like there's one and then just some fun on the side, but I care about all them. She's a wonderful person, I'm glad she moved in. I should move in too. Be like the Amp House, Yano. Josh said. Then I'd have to look out for the phantom tax, they both said humorously. I mean geez Adam, you live in a fucking castle, they laughed. I live a cozy albeit pretty small flat. Look man. I feel like she needs some more positive male influences in her life and she might get her moral life back on track. What do ya think? Don't say no, and I'll build you the craziest PC you ever saw. Adam did really want that PC, he felt like they were pretty lonely and he obviously didn't want to say no to Josh. Duh. Feed huh. Love Lies 16, it's like cocaine man plus they're white, man fuck these racist motherfuckers man. Brown, dark brown, black, silver, gold, she's Asian, they said in unison. Right, and that's fine. She's so hot it just breaks my heart, they said in unison. No, I get it man, she's a beautiful woman, often it seems like she's in love with you, but she's still having sex with other men. I don't really know if I'd call it making love because I don't know. I don't know how much she really loved them, Yano. Plus I know they don't love her. God damn it. Green shells are such a tricky thing. On one hand you gotta dodge, but on the other hand there was a banana right there. There was a banana right there, poor Josh lol. Sex isn't for me, Yano, all due respect I try not to think about how beautiful her feet are, Yano. Always feel free to tell me, but take my advice, sex isn't everything, just like virginity isn't. It'd be nice if one day you guys were virgins just like us. But fuck it, I don't care, this isn't how to make something. You seem to love her feet, have you told her a lot? You might win her over more if you told her more, but I'm just condescending, I mean, take my advice, just don't be sentimental, you know. I'm not saying much you don't already know, but let her live and party, she has to make her own mistakes, but I hope she learns from them, cause you're a great man, dude. Seriously, we all love you a lot, she's a sweet girl, but she wanted to get her back blown out by 5 guys, and I'm not talking burgers, instead of play Mario. Of course on paper I understand, right? Childish, they said in unison. Right, so it's like, we'll play something more fucking what? Mature. Fucking dumb, respectfully, just, the desire to be accepted by human beings who aren't even like what? Fucking real, just sad but no real hate, just judgment, advice. I don't know, don't tell her I said this, okay? They laughed and Adam agreed. She really is a stunning woman. I'm hard pressed to say she isn't all I've been thinking about lately, but I'm glad she's out. If she was here I feel she'd be trying to convince me 5 guys doesn't just need to be burgers, they said together. They laughed. It definitely does. Doubts fill her mind. A sweet beautiful woman, enchanting, like getting drunk. Her feet, her feet, her feet, her feet, her head, her hair, her beautiful skin. Adam said. Take my advice, man. Fuck church. Marriage my ass. Yeah, no, polygamy was pretty common in days of yonder. I know you always question if you could make a love story in public, is it too offensive? Fuck man. Honestly, they don't know shit, we're not hurting anyone, it's not like we really go to church anyway, they said together. Adam seemed drunk in love, he wanted to make love, but more than anything he wanted to do anything to help her be happy. It was 2 p.m. and they decided to move Josh's stuff in. It'd been 3 months since we all kinda appeared out of nowhere, but it seemed that there was a past. It didn't all make sense, but it didn't have to anyway, that's why Josh didn't already live with Adam. Love Lies 17. They moved all his stuff, bed, clothes, tech, posters, food, kitchenware. Adam already had boxes, so packing everything up took about 2 hours, so they were done around 4 p.m. Adam wanted a woman's input on this matter, so he invited Alexis. Lex considered moving in, but because she was a woman, she felt fucking losers might treat her different, so she put a pin in it for the time being. Good for you guys. Lex said. They were playing Mario Party, in the main living room, huge glass walls that showed the back area. She clearly is really in love with you, Adam. Don't for a second think it's cause you see other women. I feel like any real woman who was in love finds ways to make things work. Anyway, she said it was fine. A lot of women are into that, ya know. Doi, they all said. I'd say ya know, just keep doing what you've been doing, be patient and kind with her, keep talking about her feet, admire her armpits, her butt. Women can be insensitive about these parts because the ungodly might say they stink or what have you. Doi, that all said. Let her know you're not just with her for sex, but also let her know, sex is really important and that she might like you less if she's doing it with other men. If she doesn't want to go out only because this already happened with Ratch, insist, that way she'll have fun, and she won't feel like she's in all the time. But she'd have a point, it's not bad being in, but it's nice to get dressed up and eat, ya know. Just keep making love, and I want jalapenos. Lex stopped mid-sentence to see if there were any jalapenos. She walked over to the kitchen, right next to the living room, but to her surprise and everyone's shame somehow they ran out. Why is there never any jalapenos, when I go swimming too? Lex said. The title of the chapter Adam picked before writing the chapter. He didn't know if he'd keep it, but he felt it made too much sense and was really funny. They couldn't help but feel Ren's adulteries were questionable. If she committed adultery only in her head, that'd be much nicer, not good, but sinners said it was the same. It wasn't, but even though they understood, they didn't approve. Adam felt bad to explain the joke, so he left in the air. Jeeves asked if he should get more jalapenos and Max said he should. Because they felt bad for making fun of her, they swam in her honor. They were referring to the fact it seemed like Ren was using Adam for money, but I mean, it's not like it really mattered to Adam. They swam, ate s'mores, and drank virgin drinks in honor of the homies. They also ate when the virgins actually didn't need food to live, in honor of Max, and the steak Ratch should have cooked him because she wanted to make steak, but she made the eggplant lasagna. Adam appreciated, though in the moment Rach wouldn't believe him. Although she wasn't too far off base, Adam did ask for a steak and she didn't listen, so there you fucking go. Women should listen to men, that's just the way it is. They cheered to the fact they were happy while Lucifer and his angels were in hell. They cheered for the beautiful forest, city, suburban view. It changed magically or like miraculously. They cheered to Karkala, the best state in the world, Republic of Tigers, and they cheered to anime lip movements because Satan was mocking Adam for that and he didn't think Adam knew. Ren joined them unexpectedly and she drank some virgin drinks. Lex stayed the night in her own room, and Adam made love to Ren for 5 hours until they slept. Love Lies 18 Chapter 3, tell us, just how many people have failed this test, and if so, how could I ever hope to pass? Adam sat at his outdoor bar drinking with his bartender. Apple juice, kiwi juice, grape juice, orange juice, mango juice, cantaloupe juice, honeydew juice, all freshly made. Ren was out again, though she had moved in at this point. Adam was glad for it, he just wished things had been different, but prayer solved all problems. The Omphalos hypothesis states that God hides his true form from the unworthy by proclaiming a false age of earth. Why the fuck not Yano? Josh was upstairs, their class had ended so it just felt like there was no point in going to school. They took classes online though. But Adam was already caught up on all those. He could see some value, he supposed, in going back to college to meet women or like whatever, but he was pretty content with the beings he knew already. The night sky filled with giant planets. Anime lip movements. Adam was set, so why go to school, right? Well, and nice question, he felt he should, it's how it was. He was made and there were flyers, billboards, TV ads, that said to go to the school, so he did. The teachers were NPCs, the virgins were all nice, but he had other ways of contacting them, he was sure. So he didn't feel a need to go back, he just went to school for fun. He had a bank account with unlimited money basically, he just thanked God, he knew it was God, where else did all this come from, Yano? Adam listened to a pianist and violinist play Studio Ghibli music in his living room for about an hour, he gave them $2,000 each and they politely left. He had anime posters all over his house. Video game posters too. He strayed away from religious art because of the Omphalos hypothesis. It snowed, anime snow, anime house, the violin kept playing in his head, his speakers that is. Anime friends, anime tennis, anime basketball. Josh took a lot more classes than Adam, his classes were all pretty hard, anyway they didn't feel obligated to hang out just because they were friends or like housemates. Adam wanted to be alone. He was sure Josh wanted to be alone too, at least they let each other know that. The piano is such a beautiful instrument. Violin or piano? Which is more beautiful? Ren or, and Adam's mind wandered to other beautiful women. Adam's house was gigantic, 30 rooms, 15 bathrooms, 8 powder rooms, a club, a 50-car garage, anime. He had everything he could really want. He liked to drive, but it didn't seem the time. He mostly liked staying at home, he liked to play video games, to be alone, he didn't like being around others too much, anime. Adam had started watching Ponyo the other day but didn't finish, so he finished it and couldn't help but admire the animation, innocence, love, and hopeful themes. Adam decided to throw a party. He'd invite all the virgins he knew about 600 of them personally. Adam was rich, the only being like him to be rich, anyone else this rich was an NPC. Some insisted the world was very old, we did grow up, we just forgot. Some beings acted like they remembered, some acted like criminals, some acted like martyrs. Adam had loud pop and rap music play at his party. No one drank, no one really ate, but everyone socialized, they laughed, they danced, everyone mostly played video games in different rooms of the house, some virgins swam, some played tennis, others basketball. Adam wished they could live with Love Lies 19 him, but obviously it was way too many beings. He loved how understanding they weren't there for his money, they were just really nice, a world where everyone was nice, a dream indeed. Some of the women set up piñatas. Some people played darts. Some raced in go-karts, some people did flips on the trampoline, some people went in the hot tubs. They love us. Man. It's so nice to be around beings who aren't fucking idiots, Yano. School's draining, coding, science, math, all the stuff you hate, you're fucking right to hate it, but it's not too bad, Yano, it can be a lot of fun. Josh said nicely and kindly to Adam. Adam knew he was right. Adam admired Josh a lot because like Adam, Josh had a hard life, the memories that flashed, the soul, it just seemed as if some souls were made stronger than others. Josh also liked Spirited Away, The Virtual Boy, Ghost in the Shell, they were peas in a pod really. Listen, I'm sure you missed Ren, so I invited her and you know what she actually said? Yes. Listen, condoms are for chumps, pull out like a man, alright, and tell her please stop being so mean cause she's hurting my feelings. Also tell her Spirited Away is worth watching a lot of times in a row cause I know she feels dumb for doing that, but it made her happy, so why not? And really convince her, Yano, cause she seems pretty down about it. They hugged. Adam was grateful. Ren would probably sarcastically deny an invite from Adam, but she felt inclined to be nicer to Josh, cause they weren't as close. Ren showed up and her Adam, Josh, Kev, Drew, and a few other people went in the hot tub. It felt nice. Ren held Adam and they all talked about games mostly, but also anime and other pop culture stuff. Eventually Adam and Ren went up to his bedroom, passing by tons of people. They went in the elevator and they were alone, and she actually sucked it in the elevator really quickly and stopped obviously before the doors opened. They went in Adam's bedroom and there they made love for about 20 minutes. Then they left, and to Adam's surprise he saw Rach, Nikki, Ash, and Lace. They were all hammered and Ren gladly joined them. Adam kissed all them and they sat and watched Adam and his friends play Mario Party, they even joined. This was a lot nicer than the average party to Adam, to his mates too. There wasn't a mess after, the party lasted from about 6 to 10, everyone had a lot of fun. Adam had an enormous driveway everyone could park on because there were 20 cars in the garage already. There was also about a half-mile pull up to the house off the road with a gate he left open because so many nice, neat, swell, polite, and wonderful beings came. Everyone left, but since Adam's girlfriends were drunk they stayed the night. They all slept in Ren's bed, it was a huge bed after all. Lex also stayed again. Adam woke up the next morning happy. He felt nice that he threw that party. He didn't want to end up like Gatsby. In the end of Gatsby, Gatsby of course passes away, shot by the antagonist and fell into his pool. He loved the story of Gatsby. He felt it had themes of unrequited love, the deceitfulness of wealth, the frivolity of the pursuit of joy, the snares of romantic envy, and the tragedy of unfulfilled greatness, though it'd been some time since he heard the story. Josh was streaming Search and Destroy on COD MW3. Adam liked COD but he didn't usually play Search and Destroy, he was more of a casual COD fan, just team deathmatch and free for all for him usually always. Adam thought about streaming, so he did. He had about 1000 Instagram followers, so he posted he'd be streaming Twilight Princess HD and he got about 20 viewers to his very pleasant Love Lies 20 surprise. He had fun streaming, interacting with his chat. Even Josh watched and eventually rated his stream with 60 viewers, 30 of which stayed. Though of course, Adam was okay if people didn't watch, we all get busy in this life. He loved Twilight Princess saving the cradle, the slingshot, the beehive, herding the goats, Wolf Link, Twilight, Shadow Beasts, monkeys, bomb plants, the Gale boomerang. He played until he got all the way up to the beginning of the water temple, at which point he ended his stream. He got $20 in donations, and 8 subs. He felt like he had a new hobby and he enjoyed it a lot. That's why he loved the Omphalos hypothesis. It allowed him to feel more comfortable in the world. If someone doesn't believe in God, they can still be a friend and still enjoy his art. Ren stopped by his live stream, so did Rach, Nikki, Ash, and Lace. Adam was enjoying his life, that's why he liked K-On!, just the story of people having fun and not worrying about too much. Adam liked to skate, but he was kind of worried about injuring himself, which sounded crazy to dumb motherfuckers, but he went longboarding on an electric longboard. He went to the beach and saw that huge anime sky filled with planets. The virgins all took notice, but the NPCs didn't seem to care. Some said it was blue, others said it was ugly, some said it was boring, but to Adam and people like him, it was an inspiring sight. Karkala was Adam's favorite place because of its iconic beaches. Skate culture was also bred here. He also loved surf vibes, and this is where all the films were made too. Karkala was the only state with human beings, the rest of the world was populated by talking animals. That's why the country was called the World Republic of Tigers, because tigers founded the country. Sometimes they went on all fours, but usually they walked around on their hind legs. Again, some were virgins, but not all were, and they did indeed make love, and have babies. Nice for them, although again they were NPCs. I mean, if only the humans were NPCs, I'd feel that beings would obviously start saying I hate humans when I don't, though to my knowledge I'm the only human being, which I'm fine with. I suppose I'm not too surprised. Who doesn't want to be the only sexual man around a bunch of beautiful sexual women? The world was divided only, in fact the World Republic of Tigers, everything else was just ocean. Perhaps there were islands out there, but after 3 months of searching, nothing was found. Adam loved the animals, although unfortunately there was a lot of racism, just like there were black neighborhoods and white neighborhoods. This was a heavily human-based area, which might change with time. It wasn't racist, just that's who was put here. Of course some of the animals came to Karkala and some human beings left, but this town had mostly human beings. For example, if we walk down Atlanta we probably won't see one white man. If we walk down a southern town, we probably won't see a black man. Just in these anecdotes, there hadn't been any animals, but Adam had seen them. There were animals at the school, but he not that many, as again Karkala had a population of over 99.9% human beings. Other states had only one animal as well. The tigers lived down in the southeast in Walkertown, TG, the capital. Adam hoped to visit one day as he loved animals. He didn't exactly think segregation was nice, but like he said, dark brown is a hell of a drug. That was his idea and he told who he could, but it wasn't as simple as telling the world as the author Donald actually tried telling many people, and it never did much. He was ridiculed a lot more than he'd like to say. So that being Love Lies 21 said Adam missed Ren and was pretty sure she was home, so he started heading back to his mansion. The driveway up to the estate had huge hedges on either side and very smooth concrete panels. It began to rain. Adam sometimes felt when it rained that was God's grief. The Omphalos hypothesis, the notion that God hides himself by saying Earth's old Adam, was the same way. This book was a way of hiding. He didn't like showing too much of himself. He enjoyed his privacy like any decent being would. Shalom. Adam was greeted at the door with cupcakes and a beautiful Ram dressed in short shorts that were cotton like PJs in a way and a Spirited Away t-shirt. They kissed a lot and Adam thought the cupcakes tasted really nice, soft, fluffy, tasty, and sweet. Adam knew what he wanted and he was pretty sure Ren was the same, so he wanted to be kind, gentle, manly, and passionate about it. They cuddled on the couch and spooned and touched while watching Scott Waz videos. Sorry Scott, love you man. Adam made out with her a lot, grabbing her breasts and buttocks, kissing her armpits, and they started doing it, but moved it upstairs in respect to Josh. She sucked it in the elevator again, and they held hands as they went to Adam's room and they made love. Adam kissed, licked, and sucked her feet while smelling them for at least an hour. Adam made so much love to Ren he fell asleep. He gave her permission to suck it in his sleep, so she even did that. Ren kept watching the Scott videos on Adam's bedroom TV and held him as he slept. If Adam was awake he'd consider the title of the chapter title Just How Many People Have Failed This Test, and if so, how could I ever hope to pass, like God's way of saying how to love a woman, let her know she's loved, she's truly loved, and that you love other women. If you're a real man you do. The thing about this setup is it allows a woman to be promiscuous and make mistakes without fucking thinking the world's over every time, cause let me tell ya, a lot of these professed fucking happy relationships are fucking bullshit and most beings fucking cheat, so whatever, so it makes more sense to let your woman get around because she learns from it and learns she doesn't want to do that. Fucking I know it's offensive but it's red pill, man, wake up and get out the matrix. I been flexin' on the broke boys, shout out Tate. Ren had 3 other friends over later and they all made love. Adam slept again, and Ren stayed up all night marathoning Scott videos. Just how many people have failed this test, and if so, how could I ever hope to pass? They couldn't, that's why Adam made himself the only man. Often it's better to be a virgin, not a fucking incel loser like lots of these NPCs. You won't pass, man. Fucking lots of people is fine. It comes with the territory. Forgiveness, 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 and forgetfulness are key here, and not in that order. I forget, that's why I forgive, because how can I forgive then remember then forget? You forget then forgive, because you forgot. Adam loved making love, and anyway, if you want to say forgive and forget, what am I gonna fucking sue ya? The women smoked weed in Adam's room while he slept, and when he woke up they just kept going at it. The only way to pass is to be a virgin. I saw men intend to be great but they fail quite short of the mark. Virginity is a great thing. All Adam's favorite men were virgins, including God. The Omphalos hypothesis states that God says the world's old, so false believers won't approach him, and we're the same. Eventually the women left home, and Rem went back to her room. They left Adam a Polaroid of them all nude with a caption that said, "We love you." Love Lies 22. Adam watched some Scott videos and began to think about chapter 4. He loved all, but feared no one. He loved a few, and those whom he loved he trusted. His mind was clear. He loved his friends. He was sexually satisfied. It was time to think about a night sky filled with giant planets. Air, water, fire, earth. He wanted love, but it'd have to wait, because he already had so much. Chapter 4, The desires of the heart burn like love, but when water comes, just no fire doesn't die. Adam made love to Ren in her bedroom before she streamed on Twitch. They were in love. He wasn't ashamed. He thought she was beautiful. Ren started streaming Fortnite and Adam hung out in the back out of frame. He was playing with her on his laptop for about 30 minutes before he went to explore his house. When he left he kissed her and hugged her, then he went to investigate his large estate. He had huge hallways, many living rooms, bars, a bowling alley, where he did a few swings or like rolls or whatever. He didn't play a whole game. He thought it could be fun with a friend maybe later, but especially a beautiful woman. He had a golf simulator and he took a few strokes. It was pretty nice. He had an arcade with Pac-Man, Galaga, Donkey Kong, Street Fighter, Tekken, racing games, gun games, that one thing you punch really hard. Adam liked being alone a lot. He felt it was because he wanted love but often didn't find it the way the devil's advocate might insist was preferable, but even then. Adam went in an outdoor hot tub. He considered losing weight. He liked the way he looked more this way, but it wasn't like magic, like how to make something. He felt his story could be a lot nicer if he lost weight. Adam him the gym. He felt his women liked how he looked no matter what, so he didn't have any real reservations about it. Adam listened to Dahakat while working out. Say so, like that, need to know. Losers called him a casual fan but he didn't know, he felt like a pretty big fan. Day to night to morning, keep with me in the moment I'd let you had I known it, why don't you say so? Didn't even notice, no punches left to roll with, you got to keep me focused. You want it, say so. Day to night to morning, keep with me in the moment I'd let you had I known it, why don't you say so? Didn't even notice, no punches left to roll with, you got to keep me focused, you want it, say so, Dahakat. He did the thing where you pull the things toward you and it lifts the weights. He worked on legs, he walked the treadmill. He built up a fair sweat. He had a track at his house so he decided to walk it. He had sweat clothes on. The night sky was still filled with giant planets. he didn't see any reason it should be blue honestly. But at that moment it became blue, or like you can picture it how you want, and he danced while walking the track. Adam felt it was a shame sexuality was shunned in this culture. He loved the 50 Shades series, so he didn't mean this offensively, but he thought the comparisons were funny. He wasn't trying to be too sexual, more romantic, but there was nothing wrong with sex anyway. Love Lies 23. Adam wanted some animal friends, pandas, bears, dogs, cats. They wore clothes, they weren't fucking animals that way, lol. They all worked: entertainment, business, advertising, real estate. There were no homeless, not really. There were a lot of shelters, some of them were really nice, so them Adam helped, some weren't, so Adam saw why they were put in that class. Either way, they were all NPCs. Adam had plans to fly to Novatown to gamble. It was the gamble capital of the world. He kinda liked the idea of losing weight, he liked how he looked, but adventure was a lot easier this way, plus he dreamt it. He thought of going alone, maybe Josh could join. He felt like gambling, he didn't know how wrong it was. He had the money, so he thought why not. It was just for fun, he thought it'd be funny. A lot of dumb motherfuckers wouldn't think he would gamble, so this was to prove a point. It's called the Omphalos hypothesis. He could hide God this way, why not? Sure, the world's super old, look at all the proof, fuck it. God hides his existence this way, no one fake comes to him. He does this by saying Earth's older than it is. Adam knew of Earth, in an abstract complicated way, but this planet was not called Earth, it was called Echo. Jeeves, can you please buy me 10 tickets to Lost Desert, please? Of course, sir. May I ask who's going, sir? Of course, Jeeves. Love you, man. We got Drew, Kev, Josh, Damien, Macy, Lex, me of course, and then 3 extra in case anyone else wants to go. Adam said nicely and kindly. Of course, sir. I'll be ready to return the extras if we can't find anyone else. Jeeves said nicely. Of course. Love you, Jeeves. God bless you. May leave. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Jeeves said. Jeeves was an old white man with gray hair, handsome, nice, and reliable. Adam was back in his gym. He had some live trees in his house with glass ceilings, of course. He had living walls and whatnot. He showered because he built up quite a sweat, then sat in one of his upper living rooms listening to anime music on a TV. Suzume, he liked the song a lot, though he didn't know what anime it was from. Adam looked at the bar next to this living room, the alcohol cellar that is. He had all this alcohol, not even for him, but in case someone else wanted some, haha. The servants drank it, because there really was no one else to drink it. Adam began packing for his trip. He was thinking of going for 5 days, just because he hadn't told his friends yet, and he felt like if this was gonna be sprung on them, they should at least stay as long as feasible. He packed a suit for the jokes, swimming clothes, shorts, some t-shirts, dress shoes, a tux because more jokes, socks, boxers, a toothbrush, slippers, a Switch, a GameCube controller, and other stuff probably. He sent a group text to their group chat. It was already a thing, they were pretty close. Desert Town tomorrow? 5 days, I'm paying obviously. He got responses right away. Everyone was down, although a little cranky about his bragging. Still, they were joking and it was all love. They were excited to be like Hangover or like whatever. Ren knocked on Adam's door. It was open. They caught up and made a lot of love. She was so pretty. Adam was glad she came around. Adam considered bringing her, but even though they were fine, Ren said she was really busy and that she couldn't leave town right now. Adam was sad about it, but he knew it'd be okay. After making a lot of love, and she really loved amazing, she went back to her room, and Adam began reading to cheer himself up. Adam really loved the world, pop culture, movies, shows, YouTube, Twitch, but sometimes the only thing that helped him was reading. The Omphalos hypothesis is the idea that God hides himself by saying Earth's older than it is. So Adam was the same. What was he reading? It was open for interpretation. Love Lies 24 reading cheered him up a lot. Ren decided to go after all. Adam didn't want to be sentimental, while he still had a heart for other women. Ren was his favorite by far. Ren's 3 friends would be going to Jeeves would need to buy another tick, so Adam let him know. Ren's friends were Mikami, Himeji, and Sakura, who were mentioned at the very beginning of our story. They all moved in that night into rooms right next to Ren's. Ren was on the 2nd floor, Josh was on the 5th floor. Adam didn't plan to have anyone move into the 6th floor for now in case anyone was naked up there. Adam's mansion had a very futuristic vibes with many art installations, water installations, glass walls, glass ceilings, skylights, water closets, huge showers, hand-sculpted tubs, lots of flora, and of course he had his dogs which his servants watched. Adam made love to his 4 friends and they all slept. The next morning they surprised him with eggs, bacons, hash browns, pancakes, orange juice, poetry, video game figures, posters, pop culture clothes, and nudes. Nice. He loved them a lot. There was a kitchen on the 6th floor, so they liked to mess around up there. Michelle decided to stay behind because she wanted to convince her family she was rich so they'd leave her alone about it, so Adam was giving her the mansion while they were away. Our 11 friends eventually took a Mercedes Sprinter to the airport. It was huge and packed. There were lots of animals here because it was a place of travel. Dogs, cats, birds, lizards. It was pretty amazing to see. As mentioned, every state had one animal, so Novatown, it was funny because it was a state but called a town, was primarily camels, as the space was very desert-like. The plane was filled with mostly camels. They looked just about human, but of course they were really camels. There were some birds, a dog, a family of cats, and a dragon. They lived in New York. The unicorns were in Florida. Pegasi lived in Texas. Phoenixes lived in Arizona, griffins lived in New Jersey. Adam was fascinated by the more magical creatures. Eventually they landed. The flight only took an hour. The animals had to use telekinesis in place of hands and opposable thumbs. The monkeys didn't really need to though. The girls screamed in unison. Lost Desert. It really was. This place was a lot more futuristic than Las Vegas. There were roads that used magnets to float in the air, so there wasn't too much traffic. There were teleportation pads, and like Las Vegas there were slot machines everywhere. Adam tried his luck at a slot machine in the airport, but no dice. They were met by a chauffeur holding a sign that said Adam Johnson. They took another Mercedes Sprinter to the most luxurious hotel in the area. It had a few pools, open bars, buffets, live entertainment, bungee jumping, a wind tunnel skydiving area. It was nice. The gang headed straight for the buffet because no one ate on the flight. To Adam's surprise there were 2 pretty, cute, and sexy women eating by themselves, so the gang decided to ask them if they wanted to join them and they humbly accepted. Their names were Jen and Len and they wanted to try their luck at some blackjack for the weekend. It was Friday, they were planning to leave Sunday, but Adam was hoping to convince them to leave with him and his friends on Tuesday. So where are you guys from? To Adam's complete surprise they were also from Lost Atlantis where Vanison was, but they were from Elementary, a very wealthy space about an hour and a half away from Vanison. We recently graduated from University of Karkala, Opera, a very esteemed college Adam had heard of in Hopton, named after Oprah Winfrey, or In This World Opera. Jen was Opera's biggest fan and admired her entrepreneurship, headstrong Love Lies 25 attitude, her charitable attitude, her relatability, her honesty, her kindness, her politeness, her niceness, her genuine spirit, and her overall inspiring and impressive vibe. They flew in yesterday. They worked as teachers for an elementary, which was funny because they lived in elementary based on Encino. I love teaching the kids math. They have a lot of fun with shapes, science. We like to have a lot of fun with plants and the microscopes, and we also have a lot of fun learning history and the legends of the world that existed before we all came to be. Jen said. She taught 3rd grade. I teach at the same school luckily enough. I teach 5th grade, I like, agree to disagree. Obviously, they said together. I like to work with the older kids, I feel like they're a little more mature, I like seeing them use their brain power with topics we might consider more difficult or like not. 3rd grade's awesome. I wish I taught 3rd grade and I get jealous, but I love Jen and it's fun teaching, it's very fulfilling, the kids are all so sweet, and really gives you a real sense of meaning, happiness, and purpose. Len said. The women looked at each other and screamed in excitement. So. We won 4,000 farids yesterday. I was thinking of. Jen started talking more flirtingly. Getting my hair done, getting my toes done. Adam started blushing. Looks like you guys are hitting it off. Kev said. Doi, Jen said. Her and Len started laughing, then they looked at each other and screamed in excitement again. Look, I'm no expert, but it looks like you guys are really hitting it off. Adam, we're gonna go to the roulette tables, why don't you guys go have fun in the suite? Call us to find us. Everyone was laughing and having a nice time, and Drew and them started getting up as he was saying this, and Adam was sat with the women. They all hugged and said their byes, and they sat for about a minute more while they game planned, then got up and started heading toward Adam's presidential suite on the top floor. Jen and Ren were in fancy glittery dresses with beautiful earrings, rings, necklaces, nose piercings, and lip piercings. Jen had a dragon tattoo on her right arm, and Len had a Zelda tattoo and a Gwen Stacy tattoo with the mask on. The Vanessa women looked really fucking nice, they had skinny jeans on and anime shirts. The dining hall was huge with, of course, mostly camels. They made their way past all the beings eating, plus the food was great. Steak, lobster, shrimp, oxtail, clams, oysters, mac and cheese, cornbread, pizza, ramen, soups, salads, pastries, fruits, and lots more. Adam held Jen and Ren's hands as they made their way to the elevator on the far back wall. There were 30 floors, so Adam pressed the 30 button. Adam was making out with Jen, and Jen said, "You are so cute. I wanna go back to Vanessa with you and have a baby. So what's your favorite Studio Ghibli movie?" Jen said as she kept kissing Adam. Adam said, "My favorite Ghibli film, thank you," and he kissed her more. Has to be Spirited Away. I love the story of being lost in a wondrous place, having to work to fit in, finding comfort in friendship, finding solace in a train ride to a faraway place in a flooded world, and the happy ending. Where she finally meets her parents, they said together. And they kissed a lot. The girls commented on how cute, hot, and cool they looked. We love Spirited Away too. Len said, and Jen smiled and nodded in agreement. We love how she has to hold her breath, they said together. Len laughed and continued, we love the soot spirits, they said together, and everyone laughed. Love Lies 26, we love how she has to clean the floors, they said together. And of course we love when they fall out the sky and the somber tone when she finally goes back home, they both said with a smile. Everyone knew Spirited Away was a classic, a wondrous, amazing, epic, beautiful, 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 inspiring story. Eventually they reached the top floor, and holding Jen and Len's hands they headed to Adam's room, where he unlocked the door with a card key. The suite was huge and reminded him of his suite in Golden Hotel. It really looked the exact same in a way. It actually was pretty much the same, though the bed was a lot bigger. Adam made love to all these beautiful women and felt so good he didn't really want to leave the suite. Eventually, however, they all showered together. The shower was huge, though they didn't make love in it. Got dressed, the women lent Jen and Len some clothes, and they headed to the casino. Len and the four headed off to the slots, so Jen and Adam headed to meet up with the gang at blackjack. Hit me. Adam always wanted to say that, and they were winning a lot of money. Adam had more farids than he could count, so he was ready to waste a lot of money in the name of debauchery. He flushed millions of farids down the drain, but he also won millions of farids. Hit me. Jen said, and she won so many farids that she started crying happy tears and kissed Adam. Jen suggested they play Texas Hold'em and so they did. Jen guided Adam through all this because he wasn't very familiar with gambling. Jen explained the rules to Adam and it was really complicated, but he got the gist. He was falling in love with her. She was gorgeous, nice, bubbly, relatable, kind, reliable, and fun. Adam loved watching how into the games she got, how loud she was, how she cheered when things were going well, and he comforted her when the Farids burned up. They were up millions and they started kissing. They were holding hands walking around, interacting with the other groups occasionally. She'd blow on his dice when he rolled. She'd also blow in his ramen because Yano, who wouldn't want a hot woman to cool down their instant ramen while gambling in Lost Desert, in Novatown, in the United Republic of Tigers. She took a bite and they kept playing Texas Hold'em. Adam had never seen a woman have such a nice time in his whole lifetime. She shook what her mama gave her, flirted with the dealers, negotiated, sang, danced, but it felt like she was in love with him. The good news is you won millions of Farids, the bad news is, you lost millions. Millions. Of a pointless evil. Mind you. Kev and Adam laughed. Kev pointed, gesticulated, gestured, and humorously moved while saying this and they laughed. Dude, what if we totally got totally like. Jen had a straight face. Don't mock me, Kevin, you're being. But Adam covered her mouth and pinched her. Sorry Jen, it's just you keep asking us to get drunk, and I was starting to get annoyed, honest. Kev said and they hugged it out. Jen kissed Adam. She was drunk, she felt bad for trying to insult them when they weren't trying to hurt her. You're gonna have to spank me later daddy, she whispered in his left ear, and Adam blushed and kissed her. Adam bit her lip and they made a lot of camel friends. Some camels were even smoking camels as Jen pointed out and she laughed. Jen ate a rack of ribs while they were at the roulette wheel. Adam made so much money that he'd throw racks of money around for people to gather. The staff thought it was amusing. Adam was in his tuxedo and Jen was in a dress. Macy and Lex were also in tuxedos. Love Lies 27. Hi Jen. I'm so happy for you girl. You guys are having so much fun. Adam's no nice huh? Mace told Jen nicely and kindly. Yeah, he's so cute, I just wanna eat him up. Listen, thanks for not Yano. I get jealous. I just feel like I can trust you. You can. Doi, they said together. I get so jealous. Jen actually started crying and hugging Mace. They smiled at each other and Mace said it's not for me, though I understand what it obviously is to be a woman, right? You're in love, take my advice, you'll be happier, to love the other women at a distance, they're friends, but they're probably more here for money and Yano. Jen nodded because she understood what Mace meant. You're right, sometimes I feel like they're more relatable cause they fuck my husband too, but I think you're more relatable. Sometimes I feel like you love him even more than me, which we both know is impossible. They said together and laughed. Of course you love him more, Jen. I wish I wasn't drunk so we could make love. Doi, they both said together. Look, there's nothing wrong with getting drunk, the world will try to guilt you about it but fuck em, they both said together. Thanks Mace, you know you kinda remind me of Lace, but just like smarter and nicer. Fuck that dumb bitch. They told me about her and she seems really nice, but to constantly ignore Adam, folly, although of course I pray for her. And I pray for you too, they said together. They talked a little more after this and everyone talked after this including the women from earlier and they all went back to where they were. Imagine a montage of swimming, eating, bungee jumping, skydiving, making love, breakfasts, dinners, video games, laughter, heartfelt moments between lovers with tears, hugs, kisses, dogs, camels, a dragon, cloud watching, the mall, sightseeing, and millions of Farids won and lost, packing up, showers, teeth brushing, Jen coming, Len going back to elementary but staying the 5 days, Jen moving in and buying all new stuff and giving her stuff to Len, Jen got pregnant, pool parties, drinking, a good house, anime, music videos, video games, more parties, Jen's idea, making love and two beings in love. Jen lived in Adam's room, but mostly stayed in her own room because they'd argue sometimes. Even if they didn't argue, Jen saw Adam's point of view. It made sense to have her own room, even if she lived with him. Adam and Josh asleep on the couch in front of a CRT with Melee. Shoutouts to M2K who played in his sleep. Jen helped Adam make amends with some of the women. The desires of the heart burn like love, but when water comes, just know fire doesn't die no matter what. It's not only appearance that matters, though Ren did have a twin and she was bangin' too, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, no matter what sinners insisted, the women were Adam's and he was theirs, and this books was surely reflective of who they were, and that mattered to Adam. He loved them. The desires of the heart burn like love, but when water comes, just know fire doesn't die. So Adam made love to Jen, Len, and Ren, and like real men we protect women and children. Beautiful women, feet, armpits, smooth skin, beautiful, he couldn't really say. He made so much love all his sexual frustration went away and he slept. Love Lies 28 Chapter 5, Hey wanna race? And if and when you lose, don't be a sore loser. I look awesome and your darkness is blocking my shine. Adam woke up and his bed smelled like perfume. He looked at his dog sleep under a roof with beanbag chairs, pool chairs, tables, fire pits, and TVs. He made his way downstairs and played with his dogs. They always cheered him up, lovely pups, dachshunds. They played with them for 10 minutes then went into his study to write. At this point Adam's classes were done and he didn't know if he'd be going back. He liked to write all kinds of stories, romance, adventure, action, slice of life, fantasy, fucking. Him and Josh played Melee. Josh moved in mostly because him and Adam could always bond over Melee. He was really good and Adam enjoyed learning more about the game from him. Adam played Falco and Josh played everyone LOL. No, but he mostly played Fox as it's believed Fox is the best character in the game. Melee was played on a CRT TV because there was input lag on more modern TVs. They'd play for hours, talking occasionally but usually pretty focused. Josh and Adam eventually raced karts on Adam's go-kart track and Adam usually won, but Josh was no slack. They decided to play more Melee and here's some insight into one of their conversations when they stopped taking the game seriously for a bit. It's a shame about Jen. Josh said. He continued. She's pregnant but seems kinda indifferent about it. It feels like it's just going to be you raising that baby. Josh finished. True. Or us, they said. I feel she'll do okay as a mom. Adam said. I pity her a lot, they said. It sucks we live in this society that places so much importance on God makes babies sometimes and he assigns parents and so for multitudes, that's Adam said. The end of the conversation, right? But they said and they laughed, when we have our kid, of course we'll raise it, but, fucking, if we had someone else watch our kid ever, we're bad parents, when really the child is God's. Not ours, they said. I agree, man, it's fucked up. I'll miss ya, you'll be really busy as a parent. Honestly, I pity you guys a lot, the way things look, the same way we were made adults. It looks like your kid might be a baby for a bit, but then have to be an adult, who knows, but, either way you'll both do nice. I'm just worried, it feels like the mother figure will be more Mace or Lex than Jen. Agreed, they said. Well, I might guess she'll be around our age, 25 or so, or he if he's an NPC. Hey, cheer up. I'm sure you guys will be fine. Don't even think about abortion or anything. Uncle Josh will always be here. Just then God appeared and spoke to the men. Love Lies 29. What's up, guys? Listen, Adam, as soon as this child is born I want you to give them to me because I know a family who can raise him. It'll be a virgin boy. I love you guys, but Jen isn't ready to be a mother, so I will take the baby. The omphalos hypothesis is the idea that God hides himself from the unworthy by saying the world's older than you think. Fucking brilliant. I'd wanna hide from the beings too, frankly. The men agreed and God disappeared. The men agreed to play later and Josh went to the skatepark in Olombo while Adam went to find Jen. They made love and spent a few hours together talking about the pregnancy and how they'd probably see the kid a lot, but he wouldn't be theirs to raise, and Jen knew God was right. She took on the challenge of no drugs and no alcohol with a brave face and fuck the haters, man, fuck em, fuck em, fuck em. Adam loved her so we couldn't hear them anyway. After making a lot of love, Adam and Jen showered together but didn't make love in the shower. I suppose they could if you're reasoning it's because of Torah. It was. They held hands and took the stairs down to the gym per Jen's suggestion to help Adam get more fit. They did jumping jacks, push-ups, the treadmill, squats, leg press, lunges, bench press, and some pull exercises. Jen suggested dedicating certain days to certain parts of the body to prevent fatigue and promote muscle growth. Adam looked like he was dying and Jen was very sympathetic about it. They kissed a lot and went into one of the nearby rooms to make love. It was an empty bedroom, furnished, but of course no one lived in it. Jen loved making love, Adam's kinda girl. Adam didn't know Jen was so sexual and he was pretty turned on and happy about this revelation. They made love for a little. Jen was really sexual, but she felt kinda dumb because she knew Adam wanted to work out, so he kissed her to let her know she was alright and they went back to the workouts. Adam definitely preferred making love to working out in a way, but it was a husband's job to make the hard decisions for the couple. They argued some about whether God existed and the evolution, but eventually they were fine again and they decided to walk the track. Jen suggested they bring the dogs, which made Adam super happy, and he loved her a lot more than she knew for that because he'd been missing his dogs, he just didn't know it. They walked their 7 dachshunds and they did this for 4 laps. Then one of the younger butlers came and gracefully retrieved them dogs from Adam and Jen. Adam and Jen did an ultrasound. They already knew Jen was pregnant because God told them, of course, and a pregnancy test, but they were happy and cried when they saw the little baby in Jen's womb. The doctor congratulated them and they went to the skate park to go hang out with Josh. Josh was a great skater. Adam pitied Jen a lot because, like his girlfriends of old, they all very cautiously encouraged his skate hobby, but reminded him of the dangers of skating. Josh had no such responsibilities, and this man was an angel in the air. Adam was acquainted with most of the locals at the park, and occasionally did skate, when he knew his girlfriend was okay with it. Jen herself even tried riding the board. Adam held her hand and she did okay. She was having a hard time keeping balance, and definitely would have fallen on her butt a few times if her boyfriend wasn't holding her, but by the time they were done, she was able to skate around gracefully. They all decided to longboard around the pier, checking out the beaches and the nature. They climbed on rocks in water, saw caves, saw seashells, and that night sky was filled with giant planets. Jen started to suspect perhaps the sky changed depending on if Adam truly felt romantically loved by a woman, and at that moment the sky became blue and they kissed. Love lies 30, but Adam reassured her that while she was right, he might have suspected something similar and that it was okay if the sky was dark, and so it returned, but this time with drones that reenacted some of their casino affairs. Jen was ashamed she liked Futurama because Adam didn't, but he did a lot when he was younger. There's a scene, however, in Futurama where a character proposes by moving stars. This didn't seem the worst to Adam, but he was mindful to lovingly remind his wife. He didn't exactly like referencing the show, and she suspected stars moving, but it was drones. Fuck em, but she was right, it was fuck em. Kidding. Fuck it, man, if they're nice, they're nice, if they're not, they're not. Adam disliked multitudes of shows like that. Just distasteful stuff. Love all but fuck em at the same time. He pitied Jen a lot. She blamed herself for this tangent, but really it was Satan's fault. The omphalos hypothesis states that God hides himself from false believers by saying Earth's super old. It's super not, as Jen would say, and we were the same. The shows were fine, but they didn't want to lie either. They weren't the biggest fans. They took pictures, and Jen started live streaming the day to reflex the Twitch app. Effing. I called it Twitch earlier, and we can. But, it was Jen's idea and Adam liked that more. Jen had 10 viewers and they were really nice. Adam thought of going to Snow Boardwalk but he was reluctant without a date, but now that Jen was there he was a lot happier. Josh was happy to see him cheer up so they went and rode some rides. Adam won Jen some stuffed animals, they ate hot dogs, nachos, pizza, steak, fries with cheese, onions, jalapenos, and drank Slurpees. Jen missed Ren, it'd been a week since Desert Town, during which time Jen and Ren hung out a nice amount and became closer obviously, but Jen didn't know how much she missed Ren and cried some. Adam and Josh consoled her, they all went on the beach at sunset at which point the sky reflected this and it go in between so use imagination my human beings. Fucking, kidding. They laid on beach towels they bought and watched as beings swam. Adam wished for a more integrated society but, beings were very cozy where they were and from no ill will didn't wish to leave where they lived. Jen did point out some bears, polar bears, birds, foxes, and wolves. Adam loved her a lot, her optimism, her acute sense of detail, her observedness, her love, her kindness, her faith, her hope, her niceness, her neatness, and those gorgeous feet. He couldn't explain it, so he didn't usually try but they were beautiful. Him and Jen were in the mood, they stayed until the hundreds of beings packed it up and left and it was dark. Those giant planets were surely very nice, neat, swell, polite, cool, well-mannered, beautiful, awe-inspiring, awesome, majestic and amazing. They were super close to Earth but again the gravity wouldn't pull them in. Everything was anime like the mouth movements, the intricate detail of the drawings was beautiful. Adam felt like he was in love. They took some more pictures, they all uploaded to QuickPic, the Instagram of Echo, and they boarded back to the skate park, where Rach and Adam had been and drove back to the mansion. When they got back to the mansion Ren was on the couch with Rach, they were cuddling, kissing, and listening to Summer Bummer by Lana Del Rey. The women all caught up and Josh and Adam agreed to play Melee in 10 because Adam was glad to see his girlfriends were happy. They went into a close bedroom because 6 floors was kinda high and they made love. Adam kept kissing all their feets, smelling them, sucking them, armpits, and there was a lot of oral stuff, anal stuff, there was some spanking, some choking, and stuff and Adam left his house open to beautiful women, a practice Josh had scolded him on a few times, but he actually loved Lies 31 trusted her a lot and Josh was totally kidding, and Monday came in and well she joined. Eventually they all felt a lot better. They showered but in separate showers cause the showers on the lower levels weren't as big as Adam's and no one was with Adam because he didn't want anyone to get jealous. Then them, Josh, and Adam went into the living room to watch Adam and Josh play Melee. Adam knew Jen took it hard that Adam didn't usually talk during Melee, but he reassured her it was fine and they watched Adam and Josh play for a few hours. They did talk a lot, but in respect for the game, they were also quiet a lot of the time, or like, the women talked a lot more than the men. The women cuddled while scrolling on their phones and they listened to music. Adam did make it a point to talk a lot though, just because he knew it'd cheer the women up, though, him and Josh were pretty happy. Here's one of the conversations we heard. So Josh, have you ever like a woman and just didn't want to act on it? Monday asked. I mean, I know some women are super pretty like you guys. I have memories that flash sometimes. Like all of us. Adam said with Josh and they laughed. But I was raised knowing I shouldn't ever get married, and the women nodded in agreement. I've never felt very romantic or sexual. Like ol big dick dummy daddy, Jen said. Damn, Jen, fucking just kill him already. Josh said laughing and Adam laughed too and Adam pinched her. Excuse us guys, Adam said and he grabbed Jen's hand and they smiled. Everyone motioned approvingly and wished them well and they went back in the room. Adam made love to her, spanked and choked her because he felt bad for her, and also to remind her not to be negative. She was actually really sorry, and he remembered how she said this at the casino too. Jen was admittedly kind of fucking mad about the pinching, but only because it made her horny and she wanted him to hit her. They finished and went back to join everyone. Listen Jen, you're clearly God's favorite. Clearly everyone said, some being sarcastically though, which was fucking dumb of them, but Jen was nicer so she let it slide and they did apologize because they weren't being completely sarcastic, still fucking dumb though. Please don't insult the man himself, he clearly loves you a lot, although. We all know you meant well, everyone said. Adam appreciated them, their tones might have seemed a little interested, but protect women and children, fucking Bible says right, like what? Give cheerfully didn't really apply here, which is what happened with the sarcasm, which they learned from, so Adam would say they were being serious. The girls argued a bit but mostly got along. Eventually they all played Smash 5 because it was 8 players. They had a lot of fun, and they talked about school, work, Vegas, music, anime, 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 anime. My favorite anime has to be Jujutsu Kaisen, but I know Adam's never seen it, so to condescend I'll say Bleach. Isn't that right, big dick dummy daddy? Love Lies 32. Adam took Jen to the other room and made love to her again, and like she said, she had been a mean woman, so he spanked her lightly and choked her lightly, just to remind her he loved her, but also, to try not to hurt his feelings or anyone's, and she knew what he meant. You're lucky Jen. I wish I had someone to do that to me every time I was feeling like a naughty little slut, and they laughed. Adam laughed a lot. Fucking, she thinks you're mad, so we're gonna go for another round. And Adam made love to Jen again, spanking and choking. He spit in her mouth and smelled those perfect feet, then they went back. Don't feel bad Jen, I think you're a nice, neat, swell, politely, lovely, and kind woman. They all went swimming and eventually the women went back Ren's room except for Jen. Thanks for hanging out Jen. I had a lot of fun. You gotta work on those smashing skills though. Fucking, fuck them Yano. They're kinda indifferent Yano. They're probably talking about other men or something Yano. Anyway, you're a lot nicer than those losers Jen. I feel like they like me Yano. Fucking weird. I'm not like that Yano. Totally Josh. Fuck M man. We'll fuck M extra hard for you Yano. They been some bad girls, some BDSM Yano. I love you. Sorry Josh, we're gonna go do it now, that way they feel bad about not being nicer. Although, they're not the worst. The three said, laughing the latter. Fucking thanks. Fuck M. Right. Doi, they all said. They talked some more, hugged and said their byes, and Adam fucked M and did get some paddles, handcuffs, whips, and whatnot, which did teach them to be nicer. They were cuddly after. Then Jen and Adam went up to his room where they made more love. They listened to Dahakat and Adam told her why we should only have positive thoughts. When we have negative thoughts, we embody those thoughts until we start distorting the truth, and not seeing ourselves for who we really are: beautiful, amazing, wonderful, and incredible human beings. Adam could see he was getting through to Jen, and he continued to admire and praise her feet. They were beautiful, majestic, gorgeous, and smelled really nice. He kept kissing, sucking, licking, and smelling them. Eventually he was asleep. It seemed like the first time Adam woke up and the woman was still next to him. They made more love when he woke up. He kept worshipping her feet to make her feel more secure. She also worshipped his feet. Adam knew this fucked up culture judged a woman more for that than a man. This sexist culture got to her, but he was waking her up to the joys of a slice of life, and humble, playful, adventurous, and familial living. Jen insisted it'd be alright to say this in public. While knew she was mostly right, he lovingly reminded her that some beings might be offended. They had no right, and she was right, and she was, and he couldn't stress that enough. She was, but it was important not to get too sexual in description, to try not to offend anyone. Also not to gloat like the Futurama thing. She thought it'd be nice to stay on it, but it's usually nicest to move on, though the show wasn't very good. The Omphalos hypothesis states God hides by saying echoes old, but it's not, so we're the same, so we love those shows. We don't, but yeah, no, fuck M. Anyahum. Adam kept worshipping her feet until they were completely sexually satisfied. They showered, made some love in the shower for the lulz and the romance, continued to shower to adhere to Torah, then went to the mall. They had a nice time shopping, and to stop Love Lies 33 us from getting mocked, God had Jen give birth by fast forwarding her boy 9 months. Adam was with her the whole time, and the technology made it pretty painless, which they were grateful for. As soon as the baby was born, God came. They all talked for a bit and God left with the baby, but assured them they'd see their son from time to time. Jen wasn't being the best and was asking for time to herself again, still friendly, and still made love to Adam, but she went the way of Ren and them, just frivolous dumb shit. Adam knew it was mean, rude, impolite, uncool, and pretty immoral of her, but he still had love in his heart for her. Adam liked being alone anyway. He felt the women sometimes acted like this to hurt him, but they were really just hurting themselves. Adam kept making love to Ren and Jen, feet and all, and eventually raced them in go-karts, which they hadn't even done yet. They were really nice but still being kinda dumb and difficult. Hey, wanna race? And if and when you lose, don't be a sore loser. I look awesome and your darkness is blocking my shine. Their obsession with the day sky might be how come they wouldn't be nicer. Making love was nice, but besides that, they seemed off. They didn't see beauty in this world, or any world. Making love again though saved a lot of the grief. Beautiful women, beautiful feet. Adam D say their feet were so beautiful he couldn't describe it. And they'd say, well, try to anyway. They were too insecure, but Adam didn't feel to blame. They were free to love whoever they wanted, and he didn't feel multiple women was wrong. Fucking sue him. He felt they were sarcastic without knowing it, but still there was merit in what they said in a way. Making love saved all, beautiful feet or not. They were being too complicated to want to be around. Hey, wanna race? And if and when you lose, don't be a sore loser. I look awesome and your darkness is blocking my shine. Hey, wanna race? And if and when you lose, don't be a sore loser. I look awesome and your darkness is blocking my shine. He could say it as much as he wanted, but words were lost on them. Hey, wanna race? And if and when you lose, don't be a sore loser. I look awesome and your darkness is blocking my shine. He loved them, but he wouldn't blame himself. He felt he loved them more than anyone really could. How was it cheating? Men and women were different. He didn't even hold their adulteries against them at all. Beings acted stupid. Adam was convinced liars knew it wasn't wrong, but of course they'd lie. Hey, wanna race? And if and when you lose, don't be a sore loser. I look awesome and your darkness is blocking my shine. Next chapter. Chapter 6. When we pass away we fly to a place called heaven, and in heaven is a place called earth. Adam didn't know how come open relationships received so much flack. How was it anyone's fucking business? LOL. It's not like he denounced monogamy and was often monogamous in a way. He was often single. He was fucking often with multitudes of women. He felt racism played a big part in it. Again, it's not like he fucking held women with multitudes of men against them, but, I mean honestly, no one important held this against him, so he didn't feel Love Lies 34 it was worth talking about. Fuck haters, man. Beings are just sexist. If he didn't hold it against women, why hold it against him? Hypocrisy, indifference, hell, whatever. Anyahum. Adam liked practicing chastity and virginity. He felt there was a lot of merit to not breaking hearts and doing the right thing. The Omphalos hypothesis states God hides himself by proclaiming echoes old this way, fake fucks leave him be. What if I just said I wasn't Christian or what? LOL. Where's the animosity coming from? It's normal to get with multitudes of women and kick em to the side, but as soon as we love and conveniently love each one, we're criminals. Fucking fuck em, man. No time for bullshit. LOL. Niggas shake and quake at the logic, but Adam felt no remorse. Times changed, man, that's for sure, but he was glad it helped the women. It helped him, the virgins, goddamn NPCs. LOL. Adam spent some time with his dogs. He missed Jen, but she was nice, but obviously wanted space, so space he gave her. They didn't even let him shower with anyone. LOL. We mean, Envy's not nicest, it's not like Adam was jealous but more protective than anything. No dignity for the morons as always. Unfortunate world. Adam liked a song by Kanabuna collab with a woman, he didn't know what the song was really called but he loved it so much. He only knew just about fucking 2 songs lol. Adam was reluctant to live this way anyway. 2 women vs 8 to hypocrites was a difference, but for his own sake he couldn't help but pity the women because it shouldn't matter. The Omphalos hypothesis states God lies about Echo's age to hide it himself. Adam was the same way, drugs, guns, blah blah, but this, he felt this wasn't mean, rude, impolite, uncool. Church was never really for him anyway, too many inconsistencies. Multitudes went to church for community, that's fine, he saw merit in it, but there was too much hypocrisy. He wasn't above going, but he didn't see the whole point. He had community, he knew beings who he felt actually knew God, not just about him. He loved the first opening of Demon Slayer. He loved going out and was planning another trip, but this time to New York or Echo called Known Youth. Anyway, Adam knew if he was monogamous or whatever the fuck motherfuckers call it, beings would mock him for breaking so many hearts, being lonely himself, and for caring too much about what sinners think. Maybe they were right. Maybe they weren't NPCs, maybe Echo was billions of years old or whatever the fuck beings say, maybe every fucking one ever was going to heaven, how they thought he'd think but he wouldn't. He knew when someone liked him, he knew when someone loved him more than anything, and he knew they were honest when they said it didn't matter, just sexism. Though he's accused of it, trash. He felt like going to Known Youth by himself because he liked being alone. He knew everyone was really busy with their own things, so he didn't see too much harm in the idea. He missed the baby he had with Jen, he missed his girlfriends, he always prayed for them, he always loved them, so how was he mean, rude, impolite, whatever, no dignity for the lost? Joshua, Kevin, Andrew, he didn't know if Damien wanted or needed to go. He didn't even know what he wanted to do in New York, he mostly wanted to chat with the dragons. He called up Kevin. Yo. Adam said. Yo. What's up, buddy? I dreamt we're going to Known Youth. Boy howdy, partner. Hey lol, what's there to do there, Yano? They both said and laughed. Love Lies 35 plays, pretty nice, restaurants obviously for the man himself, sightseeing, Space Central, parks, pizza, it could be fun. Kev said. True. Listen, I was thinking just me, you and Kev, I feel like Drew and Damien are busy with school nowadays. Truth. Well, I'll have to start packing, sorry about those loser friends of yours. But hey. You might want to invite them, maybe they'll be nice and kinder to everyone, 'cause they could really be nicer and kinder to every fucking one, haha. I pray for M. I feel bad for M, I mean, it's hard, ya know. This life, they both said and laughed. Thanks, man. Love you. I'll text you. Later, buddy. Kev replied. Love you, man, talk to you later, they both said, and they ended the call. Adam was still at the track. Jen and Ren had left by now though. He felt no remorse for his actions, he always loved them so much, he wrote hundreds of love songs, books, poems, he spent all his time intending or purposing to help them, why should he feel bad? What was marriage? Wasn't marriage to God? And what did the church know about God? Fucking nothing at fucking all, man. Adam started walking back toward the mansion when he saw what looked like a little woman on his swing set. He ran over and she was crying. She looked like a ghost, and she was unfortunately weeping, so Adam asked her what was wrong. It seemed like she didn't know language but instead communicated via telepathic images. She only assumed what he was saying. She pointed, and there Adam saw a demon who seemed like he kept harassing the poor little woman, probably only 8 or 9 years old. Who are you? Adam demanded. I am a demon called Manchu. There are multitudes of demons like me who harass the spirits of children who died due to abortion. Well, get the fuck outta here, you goddamn freak. Adam screamed and the young woman clung to him. We only leave if we feel you bested us in an argument. What kind of fuckery is this? Leave this kid alone, you piece of shit. How did a demon like you get out of hell, huh? Listen, I know you, Adam, you're evil, you're polygamous, you're going to hell, accept it. This thing was ugly, a damn dog, but all kinds of fucked up. You've lost your mind to address me this way. I'm not exactly polygamous, and even if I was, it's none of your business. I've proven I love my women, and who I love is none of your concern, you damned hellhound piece of shit. You're hurtful, Adam. You keep calling these beings NPCs, they're just like you or I, worthy of love, care, and respect. Motherfucker, who said they weren't? I respect some, love all, trust few, but fear none. You're just a goddamned monster who doesn't know you've lost this battle. You're a piece of shit, you hear me? You can take out your anger on me all you want, Adam, but the fact still stands, you're going to hell for your polygamy and your sense of superiority. I can hardly even fathom how someone is bold enough to talk to fucking me like this. I'll have you know I know God personally and I feel very close to him. He himself told me to do this, though for me, respectfully, I feel I would have acted similarly anyway. But you're still going to hell, Adam. Don't you understand? You're calm enough for a demon, but I'll have you know I'm going to heaven now. Return back to hell where you came from, demon spawn. The demon was so scared he evaporated like fire and presumably went back to hell. Love Lies 36. The little woman showed Adam images of gratitude and went to heaven. Adam was furious but mostly okay because he helped the little woman. He made more love to Jen and Ren and told them about Known Youth, and to his surprise they actually agreed to go. He'd invite Mace for a woman to accompany them, and he felt traveling with a smaller group would be useful, especially if any more apparitions showed up. His friends could handle it. The women really wanted to go, but there was a job fair when Adam wanted to go and they wanted go. Adam loved them, even though he felt this was questionable, and assured them they were okay and went to go pack. He didn't tell them about the apparition, he didn't know how they'd take it, but he planned to eventually. He did, however, let his friends know in the group chat. Over the course of a few hours they all had seen only one of these evil spirits that haunted these poor children. Adam packed cold clothes. It was always cold in Youth City. He packed coats, pants, video games, his laptop. Adam was on the couch in the main living room. He was listening to Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj. He felt contented and prayed for those lost souls in purgatory. It was a lot like Bleach, and Adam loved Bleach. He felt lonely, but that's just how it was. Him and Josh decided to play Melee in Josh's room. Every room had its own bathroom, and was fully furnished. Fucking. Josh was seriously good at this game. They began talking about the apparitions. Yeah man, when I got your text I went looking for one of the ghosts. Sure enough I found one yelling at a little man, yelling at him to fucking drown himself in the pool. Josh said. Adam wanted to vomit. These things were no joke, they were really evil, and truly disgusting. I basically just did what we all keep doing, telling those things they're wrong, to fuck off, and to leave the kids alone. Good, these things are fucking freaky. I'd imagine only virgins can see them. Only about 10% of the population were virgins. Perhaps the NPCs could see them, but Adam doubted it. Adam focused on Falco, reverse up tilt, wave dash, up tilt, rising back air, dare, 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 shine, wave shine. Josh thought up tilt, reverse up tilt, up air, multi shine, wave shine, shine spike, reverse up tilt, 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 up air, wave shines, multi shines. They were having a nice time. A part of Adam just wanted to stay inside all the time, but he was depressed about the unrequited love. He loved Kaon. But he wasn't some cute little woman on guitar, he was a grown man constantly accused of heinous bullshit. He loved Kaon a lot, but one fault with the show he found, though he can't stress how much he loved the show, was a lack of conflict. he wanted this story like that one, and it was, but he didn't want beings blaming God. He felt conflict, planned conflict like the ghosts, unlike unplanned conflict like the unrequited love, made the story nicer, neater, and more curious. He enjoyed K-On! For what it was, but he felt this needed to happen. The Omphalos hypothesis declares echoes old, it's not, but this helps dissuade the demons from approaching the throne. So we were the same way, they hoped not to see any more of these demons, and they prayed for any lost spirits to ascend to heaven peacefully. They did pray over the spirits who left by holding their hands together, bowing their heads, and closing their eyes. Our heroes were on a plane toward known youth. Again it was Adam, Josh, Kev, and Mace. They landed and were stunned by all the beautiful and fascinating dragons. They were all kinds of different colors, red, blue, green, they blew fire, and they could fly. Love Lies 37. What a nice airport. I know dragons can fly, but I know airplanes are still nicer for long distance travel. The friends admired how nice, neat, swell, cool, and amazing the airport was. There were dragon designs on the walls and ceiling. There were huge dragon statues near the ceiling and smaller ones along the high points on the walls. There were statue scenes of humans riding dragons, warriors, humans with fire power like the dragons. Human beings were very admired by all the Animalia, and Animalia is a talking animal. There were scenes of the feudal time of Japan, samurai, shogun, more modern military, revolution, my wartime soldiers. It was pretty cool. There were at least 100 different armored men. These statues were all over the airport. When the friends left the airport, they saw one of the demons. They were shocked, but it didn't seem like the NPCs saw, but only the dragons. It seemed like there weren't any nearby, for they all just walked right by. "What's wrong, fuckers? You look surprised," the monster said. They didn't know if they should talk. Adam took his phone out and pointed his camera at it, but it wouldn't show up when he talked in the recording. He couldn't hear it, and the friends had also disappeared. It looked like they were fine to speak to it. "Fuck you, you son of a bitch. Where is the child? I know you're only here because there's a child you're hurting," Adam said. Very observant Adam. "But if you intend or like purpose to find the kid, you'll have to solve all my riddles. You'll find the first clue at the monolith of freedom. Fuck you," it said, then disappeared in fist-sized flames. The flames were blue and traveled from the bottom of its body, disappearing its body until they reached the top. The friends were worried, concerned, angry, and furious. "All right guys, let's go the Freedom Island and find this clue so we can help that kid," said Mace, and they all agreed, waved a cab, and headed toward the island. They were concerned, worried, and angry, but they had to keep their cool if they were intending or like purposing to help the kid. When they reached the island, they took a ferry out to the isle, and when they reached the islet they took out their phones because they figured the note would be invisible. There weren't multitudes of virgins like there were NPCs, but a nice dragon had already found it using the phone method. "Hi guys. It looks like this note's for you," it mentioned human beings. "I felt like God intended or like purposed me to take my phone out, and I'm glad I did. This was at the very top on the ground, so it might have been really hard and difficult for you guys to find. The note says, human being fuckers, you'll have to find the biggest fast food restaurant in the city for my next clue. Fuck you." Although the dragon was kind enough to not say the actual curses. The dragon joined them and they ferried back and found the largest Big Buddy restaurant. It was at Space Central, or like Times Square. They frantically, worriedly, concernedly, and angrily found the place and found a note in the playhouse around a bunch of kids. It read, "Hello fuck faces, now that you fucking found this, you fucking need to go to an abandoned warehouse at 15th and 3rd, his mom loved coming to this place, Yan. I convinced her to get that abortion. I was the voice in her head tempting her to evil." God fucking damn it, Adam was ready to end this cause he was fucking tired of getting cursed at by such a piece of shit. They made their way out the playhouse, and found the warehouse about 10 minutes later. They saw a child tied up above what looked like a huge drop with rope kind of close to the ledge. "Are you okay?" "We're gonna help you, buddy." Mace yelled. The child nodded. He looked Lovelace 38 happy to see them, but he was still crying and obviously very distraught. As Josh approached the kid, a knife flew and cut the rope and the friends yelled no, but at the time itself rewinded, and the friends remembered, so they skipped the introduction this time and Josh immediately ran and jumped on the kid. They were tied under the arms at the chest with tape over the mouth. Josh then created momentum by kicking his legs so he could swing back to the ledge, and Kev caught his leg. The demon was so stunned he didn't act at first but eventually still cut the rope, but this time everyone was hanging on to Josh, and even though they hit the wall with a deathly reddening, painful, hurtful, slamming, crunching smack, they were pulled up and the child was safe. The poor young man thanked the friends, but the demon said, "Very nice. I don't know why you were so bold to jump out, but..." It actually disappeared right away, so afraid of Josh's actions. This is why actions speak louder than words. Nothing we said was gonna scare that demon more than the selfless action of Josh risking his life by jumping over the chasm. The poor young man showed them images of him playing with other spirit kids at the ball pit, riding bikes like an invisible friendly ghost, and playing baseball with a floating bat. The friends consoled and comforted him and assured him heaven would be nicer. They all hugged and the young man became little balls of blue light about 1.5 inches in diameter each, and the light slowly faded. They prayed over the space or like the spot and left, but they saw that an apartment on the other side of the street was on fire, so they ran to investigate. Fire trucks started showing up and they saw a young man standing in a window and a demon behind him. Adam figured there'd be no harm in running over because he'd become invisible as soon as he got close, so he ran over and ran on the fire truck. He passed like a hologram or like a ghost through firemen and managed to swivel the ladder to the young man, so the young man climbed down and Adam ran into the window and fought the beast. Adam wasn't very strong, but he had a lot of heart, and the demon bit, scratched, pounced on, swiped, and cut him a lot, but Adam held it in the fire. "Why, you motherfucker? What's your goddamn problem? Who the fuck hurt you that you fucking sinful fucks keep acting like this?" Adam yelled. "You hurt me. God hurt me. And all good people hurt me." It started saying by accident, but God made it tell the truth. Mace and the human being stayed outside with the kid, but Charlie the dragon ran in the room and helped Adam fight the demon. "You're gonna get us killed, you fucking bitch. Why can't you just go to hell? Why do you have to take the nice, neat, and swell with you? The polite, the well-mannered, the cool, the kind, the good, the wise, the smart, the knowledgeable. That hurts, Yano." The demon yelled but vanished right away. Josh was just entering the room when he saw the demon vanish in flames, so they all promptly left the area. No burns, but all the injuries mentioned earlier, of course. "That was really brave of you, Adam. You knew nothing would scare it more than someone unafraid to be burned alive." "Smart thinking. Listen, Adam, why don't I go back to Karkala with you? Everyone needs some dragon in their life. What do you say, brother?" They hugged. The NPCs were all around them gazing at the building on fire, and Adam agreed. The friends got to see the tallest building in the city from the top floor. They saw some nice parks, ate some nice food, even though again virgins had a different DNA and genetic makeup which made them not need food as much, but they did eat and drink, of course. Their hotel was beautiful. It had an indoor heated pool, so the friends swam. Adam was alone in his Lovelace 39 suite. Everyone had their own room. Char was with Josh. They were all together, but Adam respectfully wished to be alone to consider some things. Adam was on his balcony admiring all the beautiful lights. Known Youth was a very famous state like Karkala. This is because they're both next to water, but they were really different. Adam had love for the concrete jungle, but his heart was in nature, mansions, yards, etc. Known Youth was more penthouses, culture, restaurants, theater, and that kind of stuff. Adam wasn't stressed, but sometimes he was. It seems contradictory because he was stressed. He loved his friends, but even though he wasn't stressed in a way, he was romantically because things could be nicer, but that was no one's fault except those who wouldn't love. he still loved Ren and Jennifer, but he was realizing love was a patience game. He had all he could want: money, land, clothes, women, friends, servants, but even so he was depressed. He'd had a hard life, the memories of pain would flash, he prayed for his friends, he still loved them. He felt dumb when he didn't know why he was sad, it was always his longing for romance, which when his girlfriends felt romantic, they'd know even before him. He mostly missed Ash. Would she move in with him? The Omphalos hypothesis stated God cleverly makes Earth seem old so false Christians won't know him. Adam agreed. If he was poor, would he be loved? The thing is, sometimes not maliciously beings believed the world was old. It took a lot of faith to know Echo was young, but it wasn't impossible. Adam did some push-ups and sit-ups in his commitment to getting more fit. Adam didn't talk to his family much, though he loved them. He prayed for all his family, the lost kids, the friends, the girlfriends. He prayed for money, time alone, time with those he was close to. Adam was insecure about his weight, but that didn't mean being skinnier couldn't be a nice, neat, swell, and polite thing. Adam joined his friends and they played Melee, Mario Party, Fortnite, Mario Kart, Rivals, Project M, Brawl, Smash 64, Smash 5, and lots of other video games. Adam loved the city, but he was a homebody. They saw some plays the next day, hit the mall and explored some restaurants, parks, and cool locations. The next day they ate at a restaurant, went to the mall again, and then decided to go home. Charlie didn't bring much, he just planned to buy all new stuff. When we pass away we fly to a place called heaven, and in heaven is a place called earth. Echo was like earth, but it was better. There were more friends, more money, more women, more land, more everything good. I know it might seem weird to a lot of fans to have him leave so soon. Adam loved known youth, but he loved Karkala more. He was Karkal until the day he passed away. And when he passed away he'd go to heaven, and in heaven this world would be real. When we pass away we fly to a place called heaven, and in heaven is a place called earth. Chapter 7, Whether or not you can see those who need help, will depend on how much you yourself think you need help. Love Lies 40. Adam was in bed with Ren, Jen was busy, and he knew they were fine, but she had her own stuff going on. It was all love and he still prayed for her. Ren loved Adam a lot, but it was clear that this was basically a physical relationship. She kept the fact that she was with other men to herself. They were friends, but she felt, well, she was fine. Adam prayed for her. Adam listened to All Girls Are the Same by Juice WRLD and really related to the song. It's pretty true. He had his friends, who he prayed for, but besides them it was fuck hoes. Adam was intending or like purposing to listen to the Kid Laroi more because he liked his songs a lot, like a mix of rap and pop. Adam loved pop, he prided himself a lot on being a popular, relatable, cool pop culture savvy being. Fucking, anime was an important part of our culture. Sometimes it seemed some of these fucking losers would bust a blood vessel if he dissed their waifus. Adam took moments like these to appreciate platonic love. Adam threw a party, he liked What's Poppin' Fuck Who Mean, the remix to the first song, Addison Rae by Laroi, and stuff like that. Some beings danced with lampshades on their heads, some beings danced in really silly ways. The men had a lot of fun like the women. Ren didn't come out, she was just in her room, Jen was also in her room. The discourse wasn't nicest about them, but they were being fucking lame anyway. Fuck them, Adam. Loser gold digger fucks. I pray for M, but ya know it's called Tough Love Diva by Laroi, and Lil Tecca started playing. What do they get from being so insecure? They clearly know what they're doing, but they fucking think they're clever. I pray for M, but they obviously are being really sinful. It's sad because when they're nice, I honestly think they're really pleasant and fun, but I don't know, it's not like I'm hurt, but that's more because hell exists, cause if it didn't I think I'd be fucking way madder, but honestly, I don't know. I'm just sad, I kinda like them a lot, ya know. Fuck M. Lex said. That lil bitch a diva. fucking leave her. My Life is a movie directed by Tarantino. Shawty is a dancer, I'm not talking Billie Jean, ho whoa, fuck, we know, I swear, I hate these hoes. We know Shawty is a eater. We know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Whoa, fuck, we know, I swear, I hate these hoes. Everyone sang. It was just on repeat. Adam hated that about other parties, like the fuck. It's a nice song ho. Fuck em. I think it's for the best. Maybe deep down they know drinking isn't right, so that's why they don't come, but more likely it's not that mean or like rude or like impolite. She could really come out her shell like Ghost in the Shell, like everyone yelled. Fuck her, man. Fuck both. I pray for M, like literally fuck M Yano. Everyone laughed. Everyone fucking hates us, man, but Yano, fuck them too. And everyone cheered in agreement. Kev said. Drew said, we know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Whoa, fuck, we know, I swear, I hate these hoes. Fuck M. Adam, dumb motherfuckers. I pray for M. Not like it means fucking shit to M. They'd have fucking fun. Drew said. Everyone was dancing, singing, swimming, and having a nice time, and Jen, Ren, Ash, Lace, and Rach came. They got drunk and they all had a nice time. Obviously Adam didn't do anything cause they were drunk, but he was happy to see them. They finally asked what the friends actually said when they weren't there, and they were nice about it. They really were seriously nice and kind beings. It was a shame they weren't always at their nicest, but the friends could see they were getting nicer all the time. Adam's girlfriends said that lil bitch a diva, fucking leave her. My Life is a movie directed by Tarantino. Shawty is a dancer, I'm not talking Billie Jean, ho whoa, fuck, we know, I swear, I love lies. 41 hate these hoes. We know Shawty is a eater. We know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Whoa, fuck, we know, I swear, I hate these hoes. And obviously they sang the whole song. Adam loved Leroy, he seemed like a really nice man. The women were insecure about their dancing, singing, and whatever, but alcohol was a hell of a drug, plus they were getting more sober, though they didn't know if they'd ever stop, they didn't know if there was a point. Beings, the friends, the fucking family thought Adam's wrecked ions to songs and pop culture was funny, like the line hit so hard, he had to move his head in a fucking way that was like, damn, that was a hard fucking line. His girlfriends laughed cause they loved that a lot about him. Adam and Jen went on a trampoline and they started jumping, bouncing, hopping, flying, soaring, and fucking they started making out and they had a lot of fun. Eventually all the women joined and he made out with all them. The friends put on a beat and beings started freestyling. Eventually Adam went and he said, I fuck a bitch like Willy Wonka, that bitch want a kid like Tonka, I kick niggas like Sokka, I shove these fucking nerds in lockers, all these niggas stalkers, that nigga took a Xan cause of the walker, all these niggas mockers, mention my books in my songs like vice versa, we're spending furids like fucking Visa, my bitch goth like Misa, all my bitches eaters, niggas got problems like they cold bring the heaters. And everyone was really impressed. Charlie took the mic and said these niggas unoriginal like no worthers, I send a bitch nigga to the coroner, I don't fuck niggas amazed like a sorcerer, these lines fuck a nigga day up like a torturer. Adam said he'd fuck Rach with an aborigine. Niggas offended can't stand no fucking heat, bitch I'm a dragon. You're a racist like Hitler running, I'm the littest nigga of the function, weird bitches wanna suck it, niggas hypocrites like church blood. Adam said that church bitch keep coming back. Like church gum, pink pussy, don't push me, cause looky, the hooky stays cooking, bitch it's a gun shut the fuck up like a Avox, I fight niggas daily UPS broken cardboard day box, stay lost, I make shots, I'm proud of my nation like American Dragon, niggas lost a rap battle then ask what happened, real niggas and bitches start clapping, these niggas fapping like Adam get action nigga. Dark brown, Adam wanted to leave Char's race ambiguous for niggas mad over a rapping dragon. He didn't even fucking think of that until after and he sure as fuck wasn't deleting it, it's not like he fucking cared. He was fucking green man the fuck. Half of Donald's fans left the chat. Grow the fuck up, losers. Stace tried her hand at a freestyle. I got a fat ass, no ad-libs. I'm a bad bitch. I'm classic bitches trippin' about God knows what. My husband said I got a big butt and I'm fucked up to the ops to fuck the n-word. Niggas trip to these morons, skip to their loot. They miss all the cues. My boyfriend cute. I aim the gun then I shoot. I rob the bank for the loot. Please necklace your neck with a noose. I suck his balls like I hoop. I look like Summer Rae had a twin. All I fucking do is win. All these morons. Sin. I got shooters, they're my kin. These trash hoes in the bin. These fuckers dim. Reputation like diamond. Have a baby like diamond. These morons jealous, they're minin. You can look but you won't find it. Iris like island. Eyelashes like ices. My sis suck my husband dick then she throw it back like a dog with a stick. Bitch, that means bitch. Offend these morons I wish. With words on a list. Man fuck it, I quit. I made too many hits. I made too many licks. Guns and the sticks. I grip while I spit. Kiss the tip. I'm too bad of a bitch to rap to fruity fuckers out the clique fire. Adam didn't care if White said the n-word though her skin color wasn't said. She did look like Summer, but I don't think Summer would want her to say nigga, so there you go. Hi Summer. Love Lies 42. Lots of other beings rapped and they continued while Adam played Josh in Melee. Adam's girlfriends took a shot every time Adam said nice. They blacked out. Adam partied a lot over the next few years. He didn't see why not. It felt like he had infinite money. Even money would be added to his bank accounts out of nowhere. The NPCs didn't seem to know though. That lil bitch a diva. Fucking leave her. My Life is a movie directed by Tarantino. Shawty is a dancer. I'm not talking Billie Jean. Ho whoa. Fuck. We know. I swear, I hate these hoes. We know Shawty is a eater. We know why she wanna see us. We know that she wanna be us. Whoa. Fuck. We know. I swear, I hate these hoes. Adam made a new girlfriend in this time called Victoria. She loved to dance and she often danced for Adam. Adam was okay with his private life, but sometimes he wondered what it'd be like to be famous. The states became more integrated in this time, so there were a lot more animalia around, which was nice. Again, multitudes of animalia used telekinesis for opposable thumbs, so Char would join the friends in Melee. Kev moved into the house in this time, but Drew and Damien still lived by themselves. Drew and Dam had office jobs. Adam decided to throw a Melee tournament at his house. In real life, Melee tournaments had a limit that Adam didn't wanna write, so it was like 700 beings, virgins and NPCs. Adam knew from the get-go he wasn't winning this, but he did really well for what it was worth. The tournament was in a huge stadium Adam built over the years. It'd been 15 years, so he was 41. Adam had babies with his girlfriends in this time. They were raised by virgins, but they saw their kids often and they were all doing very well. Adam decorated the venue with anime stuff just cause he liked it. There were kids, teens, adults, and even some elders. 5 elders made it to day 2, which was bewildering. The tourney was really fun. Lots of friendlies. Adam streamed it. His girlfriends cheered him on. Of course, Adam had the huge auditorium for the first 2 days and a much fancier stage hall for top 8. Here are some things we heard the first day: the clicking of controllers, pop-offs, angry but acceptant losers, kissing, laughter, silence, indistinct chatter, controller signing. Yeah, the best players in the world were here. The prize was 100,000 and that was only for first place. Adam had become one of the best players in the world by this time, and Josh was actually the best player in the world. Adam got 129th, which was pretty nice. Kev consoled him for his polite, neat, swell, cool, and goof efforts, and his girlfriends assured him he'd get better. The venue was clean, nice, there were lots of beings. Adam was proud of himself. There were lots of hotels nearby and that's where most of the smashers were staying, but Adam knew a lot of them personally and a lot of them stayed at his house. The top 5 players only had one human being. Number 2 was a bear called Dave. Number 3 was a pup called Steve, only 8 years old and already this good. Number 4 was a woman cat called MIT, but her real name was Becky, and number 5 was a monkey called Bob. Adam tweeted a lot to Z during this time and he had 30,000 followers. Like NF said, he was kind of famous but not really. The focus during Melee was intense, the game was nice, nothing else mattered, it was stressful, but there might not be much more rewarding. Adam loved his friends a lot, he loved his girlfriends a lot, but life wasn't perfect like the TV's kids. What was monogamy? If he couldn't be monogamous with them and he wouldn't pick anyone else because they were who he liked most, because they were nicer surely. Adam loved D.Va a lot, Powerhouse Combo Tekka and Leroy like that. Adam made a lot of friends and everyone basically knew who he was because of his involvement in the Love Lies 43 community. He only tweeted but he liked to commentate sometimes. There were Evangelion, Ghost in the Shell, Code Geass, Death Note, FMA, Inuyasha, Bleach, Naruto, Demon Slayer, Mushishi, Thurholic, and other anime stuff everywhere, posters, banners, paintings, statues, and whatnot, these were always in here. Adam loved to see everyone have fun, it was really nice and he was really enjoying life. Life came with difficulties, anxiety was the meanest but he still pushed through it. What was there to be anxious about? Life was alright, he was okay. The Omphalos hypothesis states God says echoes old to trick meanies. He agreed and intended or like purpose to act like that. Adam and his friends played in the back middle of the venue with D.Va on repeat. That's one thing Adam didn't like about NPCs. They might complain, honestly they would, about the repetition, but it's a nice song so why bitch ya know? MIT was 20. She was very competent and tore through her bracket the first 2 days. The other 4 were similar. Josh didn't lose a single game. They felt untouchable, beings were anxious to play them, everyone thought they had what it took, but the reality was harsh, 4 stocks like nothing. The top 5 were like tanks, easy, fast, like it was nothing, effortless, like they weren't even trying. They were like giants. They only saw stars, they walked not ran to finals, it was nothing, they only saw each other, they only practiced for each other, their only threats were each other. They only wanted first, they were warriors, they were everything to these players. The planets couldn't fit them, they floated in space, they flew, they were gods. No one was a challenge. Of course they still tried their best but they wiped the floor with everyone except perhaps the top 40, but they never really lost, and Josh really never lost. It was more even in their younger years, while they still played all the time, Josh never really lost to Adam. Josh was the only virgin of the top 5, there were a lot less virgins than Adam might have thought, but he knew there were multitudes, infinites up above. The Omphalos hypothesis hides God in a professedly old world. We were like that, the same. There were rivalries, friends, teams, which Adam and his friends weren't that interested in, but enough beings liked them to keep them. There were grudges, feuds, animosity, fucking, this might be fucking darker than you knew but we don't fucking know, some beings seem nice but they're really fucking not. Kidding. No, it was a nice day, but some NPCs were nice, some not so much. Everyone was having a nice time, this was what life was about, nice beings, having a nice time. Adam didn't want it to end in a way, but everyone thanked him for throwing such an amazing event, he felt the gratitude and it encouraged him to keep going this way. The venue was so nice. It was a shame it had to end. A time-lapse played like a split screen of the inside and outside of the venue. Sunset was nice. Eventually it was night and the venue closed around 1 a.m. It was dark, it was empty, all personal belongings were gone. Just chairs, TVs, desks, consoles, anime stuff, that kinda stuff. It slowly faded to black. The third day venue was incredible, the seats were like gaming chairs, they even swiveled, though you could lock them. The finals were nice, neat, polite, swell, cool, mannered, tidy, nifty, good and great. Adam felt the anxiety of what Josh. He really wanted Josh to win, he had pride in him and Josh were old now, but never too old for a fucking nice time. Over 100K on the line. This shit was stupid. The announcers hyped the crowd up. The cheers were thunderous, deafening, it was fucking nuts. There was smoke, it was like a damn pop concert. There were huge TVs. There were two CRTs opposite each other. It was fucking nuts. The pop-offs were mad. Beings cried, hugged, drank Blue Eagle, and they were serious. Love Lies 44. Adam and Josh were the only top players who were like Yano, but there were lots of virgins who participated, and of course Adam considered himself a virgin in a way. Clicking, fast button presses, sweaty hands, hands wiped on pants, focus, silence, some preferred music. Precision, grace, beauty, madness, 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 broken hearts. Watching this shit was like watching motherfuckers cut bomb wires. Adam would run up and hug Josh a lot. They had 60,000 live viewers. Adam lost money on this, but he didn't mind. Fun was more than farids. The farid had gone up in value over time, so they were now equal to dollars. Steve took out Bob, who took out MIT. Bob and Dave met in losers finals, but after a mad and fucking amazing losers finals, Dave's Sheik forward aired herself to the blast zone of a colorful, blowing up, musical, lined, tessellate, wired, electric, technicolor, nostalgic, important, nice, neat, cool, polite, mannered, nifty, swell, tidy, tide-like, ocean-like, water-like, fire-like, air-like, earth-like, finishing grand finals. Josh played Fox of course, and it wasn't even close for all three games. He blew poor ol' Dave up and popped off hard. Josh was very respected, being in the scene, and of course the most beloved because he was of course the best, the GOAT, the champ. Adam personally gave all the top 8 their checks on stage. There were payouts for lower placings, but they were in private. There were some hot farids on those rectangular papers. It looked like they all just ran a marathon. They were sweaty, glistening, animalia. They had sport jerseys on, glasses, jewelry, sneakers, shirts, pants, and they were freaking animals. Isn't that neat? Shit. Adam saw this as a huge part of Smash history. The crowd was cheering loud, they loved it. They were nice. The players were proud. This was Josh's moment. He held his Smash logo trophy high, and smiled. He cried, he worked hard for this, and fuck dumb motherfuckers. Anyone as sensitive, smart, empathetic, feeling, emotional, sensitive, empathetic, feeling, and real as him would cry. He smiled with his teeth showing as he held the trophy over his head. He looked broken, but really they were happy tears. He was broken in a way, but only in a beautiful way. Eventually, soon after, he lowered his arms and trophy to wipe his eyes with his arm sleeve. He had to move his glasses. Adam wore glasses too, but usually he wore contacts. There was confetti. The top players hugged, congratulated each other, and said encouraging, empowering, and powerful things to each other. Everything was anime, like the mouth movements. Josh tried to, but he couldn't stop crying. Adam laughed as he walked on stage, hugged all the players, talked to them for a while, patted their backs, and he encouraged them with nice words. They also got trophies, but they were smaller. They were all the same size. They looked happy. The event had been a success. This was the first time Adam did this. This was why he built this stuff, really. The players looked powerful, nice, neat, swell, cool. They were happy. Adam played Diva as an exit song, and everyone was into it. Beings in the crowd moved to the music. They talked, fucking, they sang and rapped along. They talked, hugged, patted each other's backs, shook hands, and were happy as they triumphantly, nicely, neatly, coolly, swelly, politely left back to their hotels, where they'd go to the airport, and fly back to their nice, cozy, clean, nifty homes. Adam's staff cleaned the venues. The top players thanked Adam for everything and eventually went back to their hotels. They were throwing an after party. Adam and Josh were going to attend for a bit, but not for long. They talked about how awesome all this was, but there appeared a demon in the middle of the seats rose as they went up and the walkways on either side went up on a slope. Love Lies 45 What the fuck do you want, motherfucker? Josh said. Get the fuck outta here before we make hell even hotter, you goddamn vermin. Adam added. Go look outside, you might find something you like, the demon said. Sarcasm, a cunt of a thing. They ran outside. The venue was on a huge set outstairs and there was a kid holding a cross to stay a demon from approaching. Josh and Adam ran down the stairs as fast as they could while screaming for the demon to stop. What the fuck are you morons gonna fucking do about it? All you care about is money, women, folly, cheating, booze, drugs, and bullshit. Adam and Josh replied in harsh language that it was lying. They fought it and were cut up a lot, but eventually it disappeared. Give me the trophy and money, Josh. You stole what's rightfully mine, the demon yelled while hurting Josh a lot by biting his leg. Ice ice snowstorms angels, ice ice snowstorms angels, ice ice snowstorms angels, ice 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 snowstorms angels, ice ice snowstorms angels, ice snowstorms angels, ice ice ice. It'd been 15 years since they saw something like that. Plagiarist Adam. You cock-sucking son of a bitch. That's mine and you know it, the demon yelled nastily. Josh said games beep like storms, buttons clack like stars. Xanax burns like boiling snow. Suns, glass, Xanax, clean air blows up like glass bubbles. Repent you hellbound thing, though I know you're already in hell, while we're happy forever, you're damned forever and you know it. Adam and Josh kept screaming and you know it, until the demon disappeared. They also fed images into its head. The kid thanked them, he said, he saw the whole tourney, and it was the most fun he'd ever had. They all hugged, and the kid while still hugging Josh became balls of blue light and faded away. Adam was glad his girlfriends weren't there, though, fucking whatever. Whether or not you can see those who need help, will depend on how much you yourself think you need help. Adam still didn't know if they'd be able to see him, but later he learned they could and they bonded over it. Adam made love to his girlfriends and they cried as they apologized to him. Adam and Josh played Melee in the living room while Jen, Ren, Char, and Kev hung out and talked to them. They had a nice time, though Adam missed being younger, though of course there was pride in age. There was no escaping the constraints of time, fucking, or so he thought. He became young again, and it didn't seem like NPCs noticed that they didn't age. Adam was glad. Adam slept in his bed with Jen and Ren. Josh was a virgin. He didn't intend or like purpose Josh to get mocked for being old and unmarried. He also didn't fucking intend or like purpose beings to mock his girlfriends for being old. Adam was sad, but he had love. All he cared about was love. Whether or not you can see those who need help, will depend on how much you yourself think you need help. Adam could say sorry and mean it, though he never really fucking, whatever. How much more should one say sorry if they did sin then? Whether or not you can see those who need help, will depend on how much you yourself think you need help. Empathy. Adam would always pray for his girlfriends, they just seemed like they'd never believe it. Adam fucked many women, multitudes, it's what he liked. But he only loved a few, he loved all in a way, but fucking let's be real, he loved them, forever, and he knew one day they would too, eternal joy, thank God. The Omphalos hypothesis states God hides by professing an old age for echo. We were like the same, fucking, drugs, alcohol, we've come a long way, right? College. Adam even now still prayed for Nikki. Love Lies 46 Friendship was forever, but the only way to know you're forgiven is to love everyone, not just your boyfriend. Believe everything you need to, you're asked to. Quiet. Peace. On Echo. The wicked wouldn't leave hell. Fucking, joy couldn't be stolen but given. Adam intended, or like purpose to host a skate tourney, but he didn't know. But he had hope, truly. I swear to God he had hope. April Fools. And they believe it? Morons, that is. Then they're convinced. and I only need to hear it one time, I'm convinced too. Friendship was forever, but so was evil, thank God, eternal joy, like making love to a beautiful woman with a ponytail, a broken heart, shooting a load, kissing, shooting so many fucking loads with a pretty ponytail woman until we sleep. A white dream. Heaven. Forever. Fade to white. All white. Fade to black. All black. Chapter 8, just how much money do you have anyway? And if so, why not just go to heaven already? Adam built a serious stadium over the next 20 years for skating, football, concerts, whatnot. He also met a new woman he loved called Justine. Adam loved Justine a lot and they spent a lot of time together. She didn't live in the house, but they were very fond of each other and very much in romantic love. Adam had Too Sweet by Hozier on repeat and thought it must be one of the nicest songs he'd ever heard. Adam had also met a woman called Amara who he figured must have been the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. She was Arabic, gorgeous, the most beautiful feet, a real angel. I take my whiskey neat, my coffee black and my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me, you're too sweet for me. Adam felt like all his women were too sweet for him. He loved a bad bitch, but they felt too nice, too polite, not honest enough, flattering, fake in a way. Still stunning though obviously. Adam hosted a skate tournament. By this time he posted his books and songs. He didn't perform the songs himself, he'd always been reluctant of a spotlight, instead he paid artists to perform them, that way his albums were varied, but he still got credit. He'd become the most famous person alive, he liked being famous, but of course, he'd always been reluctant of the spotlight because of his desire for privacy. The skate tourney went well. He wasn't used to organizing these kind of events, it was a one-day 100,000 for it affair. The nicest skaters from across the nation were there. There were stairs, a hubba, handrails, quarter pipes, gaps, it was nice. The stadium was like a football stadium and the fans loved it. TRE flips off ledges, switch kick flips off ledges, crook grinds, big spins down the stairs, big flips over the stairs, it was a 10-stair set. There were some amazing tricks done, it was such a nice day. Adam sold food, drinks, merch, shirts, boards, trucks, wheels, bearings, hardware, grip tape, and other stuff. The pro skaters were nice enough to do meet and greets and do autographs before the event. Adam wished he could do that, it looked mad. These skaters were nice, neat, swell, cool, nifty, gnarly, rad, mad, and mad geniuses. Adam was excited. The venue was beautiful, clean, the sky was Love Lies 47 black with stars and giant planets, the stadium was packed, that was Adam's star power more than anything, though he was sure it'd be packed anyway. 8 skaters competed, there were exhibitions all day which their own prize pools, but this was the main event. The layout of everything changed all day, due to the technological advancements of the removable and interchangeable parts. The top skaters were 4 humans, 1 rhino, 1 elephant, and 1 panda. It was an amazing day. The cheers were loud. There were big TVs above that hung from the glass ceiling for close-up shots. The boards were nice, clean, wood, grip tape, nostalgia. Some of Adam's favorite memories were skating, kick-flipping stairs, gaps, ollies off stairs and gaps, ballerinas, pop shove-it body varials. 50-50 grinds, he loved it, he wasn't the best, but he loved it with all he had and always had dreams of being a pro skater. He was poor, he couldn't afford shoes to skate, eventually he saw this as a blessing in disguise because his girlfriends were concerned for his safety. He knew fucking losers might not know what he meant, but he knew they were right, it was a really dangerous sport, the most dangerous he'd venture, but still, the best to him. Football, basketball, tennis, hockey, soccer, all these sports were nice, neat, swell, polite, nifty, cool, mannered, and fun. But, Some of Adam's favorite memories were skating. He hoped in heaven where it was safer, he could continue his journey to being the nicest pro skater he could be. People clapped along to Too Sweet. The commentators were doing a nice job explaining everything that was happening. Adam had performers sing in the stadium all day in between events. There had been a kids section, a women's section, flat ground, freestyle Rodney Mullen kinda stuff, manual competitions. It was nice. Everything was anime. The skaters were sweating even though the air was quite cool. It was a night for the books. Adam could cry, a 540 big flip off the stairs by Sam Ogie, the only virgin in the group. This man was blowing Adam's mind. He almost thought he was a superhero. It was his show, TRE flips, grinds, slides, solid 2-foot landings. He owned this stadium. He was tall with curly brown hair, baggy clothes, a graceful, nice, neat, swell, polite, cool, mannered, nifty, awesome, good, and great man. Everyone was doing nicely but the judges were all but decided. I take my whiskey neat, my coffee black and my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me, you're too sweet for me. Adam let Lacey perform Too Sweet for everyone and they loved it. Thunderous, deafening applause and cheering. He was glad they'd made up, he missed her. The song kept playing in Adam's head while watching Sam. Gliding, fast, bullet, the floor was smooth, fucking, speed, 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 fearlessness. Speed. Adam could cry. This shit was fucking insanity. These skaters were goddamn legends. The NPCs were all nice. Eventually the world was just Earth. The NPCs couldn't see they were animals if they were. To them Earth was whole, this and that. It seemed like Adam just lived in another world. Adam never called them NPCs in a way that let them catch wind, of course, but to him, it was obvious the only nice ones were the virgins, like the angels of heaven. Adam felt he was a fucking exception, just like a really nice being. Sometimes he wished he was a virgin. It'd be less offensive just have virgins who were nice than like beings who were like mean or like fucking whatever, but he wasn't scared. They were NPCs, just sometimes they short-circuited or like referred to Earth, like Angel Beats had NPCs, fucking video games did too, lol. No, they were all Love Lies 48 really nice, but honestly they didn't exist, though. There might have been beings like them up above who were virgins, the nice NPCs anyway. That guitar riff, the bass, the blood danced. These skaters were montaging, like columns on a horizontal screen that show the players skating. Then once they finish their trick they freeze, then the other skater appears and does their trick. This kept happening. The audience showed too, the friends as well. The skating was fast. Someone could get seriously injured if they were hit by one of these skaters at this speed. Like the skaters, the night with giant planets and stars moved fast and eventually trophies were awarded and checks given. Confetti, the audience leaving to music. In Adam's head Too Sweet kept playing, but he knew obviously he couldn't do that. The pros, the viewers, and everyone had left until that night sky with giant celestial objects shone on an empty arena. Adam stood in the arena under that night sky of giant cosmic beings when all of a sudden a hellhound appeared with a child and it yelled at her to go down one of the quarter pipes, but of course this was way too dangerous for an unexperienced kid. Leave her alone, you foul fucking monster. Your suicidality surely knows no limits. You fucking demon. Listen Adam, give me all your money, and I'll gladly release this child into your custody. Holy shit. I don't even think that's possible. Hold on little girl, I'm coming. Adam yelled and began running about 200 feet to the quarter pipe. The hellhound ran off the thing, hurting itself dearly by the landing but still running full speed at Adam, like it hadn't even been hurt. Adam yelled as he was about to fight it and they got into a deadly scrap. It bit at Adam's neck, breasts, waist, and legs, but he'd heal as it happened. Get the hell off me and leave the kid alone. Fuck you, you damn scumbag fucking loser. Fuck you Adam. You know nothing of true suffering and ethics. You can't just waltz your way through life without a care in the world. Life is a serious thing, it's to be taken seriously, not by a damn man-child like you. Adam kept punching it, while the child yelled positive affirmations and cried. They were both in mean shape when Sam ran and tackled the demon. He'd forgotten his wallet. The thing stank, but Sam was punching it in its face while yelling at it. It was also clawing at his face, though he was healing. The beast eventually disappeared, afraid that another virgin had came. Sam. I know we've talked a lot, but it's nice to see you, man. You look young. Yeah, haha. How nice is that, man? We can't get old. Fuck that damn thing. We stink. They both smiled at the child and ran to her as she made her way down the ladder. You're all right now, kiddo? Adam said. You can go to heaven now, you beautiful little woman. We'll see you there someday, okay? Sam said with quiet confidence. The night sky was filled with planets, rings, comets, stars, planets, and anime love. They all hugged despite the stench. The child mouthed kind words, though of course she didn't know language, and fed them images of beings clapping in the stands, her eating a hot dog in the stands, dancing with everyone to Too Sweet, her admiring the kids division, cheering at Lace's performance, and hugging Adam and Sam without their knowing it. They hugged that kid tight. She showed them it was the nicest day of her life. They loved her. They group hugged, then she became balls of blue light and faded away. Adam and Sam almost cried. They loved her a lot, they were glad they could help. The children were like Adam's girlfriends. They weren't the best, but they really were the best. They almost cried and tears sat in their eyes. They asked themselves aloud how come beings drank, smoked, fought, and were violent, when there was so much beauty in the world. Love Lies 49. They talked a lot about how beautiful the sky was. That huge stadium, dark, lit by a night sky filled with anime planets of big sizes and shapes, watched the friends as they left that empty, dark, skate, bleacher, concrete, rail, hubba, stair, rail, trash can, food, announcer box, judge box, clean, expensive, amazing, Adam Stadium, and walked into the main house. Sam decided to move in because he wished to encourage Adam, that even if he didn't skate, he should always hold the memories of it close, because he loved it more than anything else before. Adam then spent some years building a skate park, an indoor one, and some outdoor stuff too, including a mega ramp. It'd been 10 years. More babes were born, more spirits saved, more fist fights, more injuries, more healing. I take my whiskey neat, my coffee black, and my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me, you're too sweet for me. Adam had so many girlfriends, he didn't fucking wanna offend anyone, but he was pretty popular. Adam was with or like Amara, they were making love. He admired her mad beauty, her busta figure, her skinny waist, her perfect face, and her beautiful feet. He made love to her until he couldn't get the snow out his eggplant anymore, and he slept. They were together for hours talking, listening to Too Sweet, and they kept making love until again there was no more snow in the eggplant. Adam kissed her and left her room. She had moved in with him. Adam was playing Melee with Josh in the main living room. Char was streaming Spyro, Sam was streaming Tekken. He was seriously nice at it. Adam and Josh loved playing with each other, and Adam got nicer at the game with time until eventually him and Josh were pretty even. Adam was already planning another Melee tourney. He threw one every year, and the one for the year had already happened. He'd gotten second after meeting Josh in grand finals. It was a close match, but Josh still 3-2'd him from winner's side. Adam thought perhaps he could do more than one tourney a year, but an invitational instead of the big one. The tourneys had even 5,000 players now. Hey Josh, can you tell me you're nice, neat? Adam said. And swell thoughts on the Omphalos hypothesis? Yes sir, they both said. Well Adam, obviously, like you know, obviously, the Omphalos hypothesis is the idea God doesn't intend or like purpose false Christians to approach him, so he lets them believe lies. instead of helping them believe the truth.